Sam, live on Talksport. Oxford of League One clash with Arsenal. Should mention Forest have lost their last 7 away FA Cup ties. Their last win in this competition coming on the road in 2014. We're hoping to find a chink in the armour, hoping to bring Forest thundering back down to earth, hoping to take something from that stat I just mentioned. Blackpool from the Championship have not tasted victory in some time. Now would be some time to taste success. Here comes the sides. It's time for kick-off at Bloomfield Road with our Talksport 2 commentary team of the former Scotland international Chris Owellamo. But first, Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Dan. The two teams in the tunnel, we can see them over on the far side here. It's a blustery day up in the northwest. There were blue skies earlier, but those have been replaced now by clouds above. It's chilly, but there's a great following here from Nottingham Forest, as expected. They surround us in the stand here to our right and to our left. The home end of the ground, well, I'd say that's about half full at the moment, still coming in around us here in Blackpool. Let's have a look at the teams then. Well, no winning 9 for Blackpool. They've made 2 changes though from the draw with Sunderland last time. Callum Connolly suspended, Gary Medine drops out, Andy Lyons comes in for his debut. He's had a great spell on loan at Shamrock in Ireland where he's scored 7 goals, and Jake Beasley comes in. He will start up top. So it's Maxwell in goal, Lyons, Ekpiteta, Thornley and Husband in the back line, Carey, Patino, the Arceloni and Poveda in midfield with CJ Hamilton, Beasley and Lavery up top. What about Steve Cooper then? 11 changes following that great win over Southampton in midweek. There's a first start for Gustavo Scarpa, who signed from Brazilian club Palmeiras, and teenager Billy Fuster makes his senior Forest debut. Hennessy then in goal, Williams, Cook, McKenna and Toffolo at the back. It's Fuster, Colback and O'Brien with Scarpa just behind Surridge and Dennis. Cooper has named a reasonably strong bench should he need those. Henderson, Worrell, Mangala and Bissau, Brennan Johnson, Yates, Lodi, Hammond and Esapa Asong are all on the Forest bench. And for Blackpool, Grimshaw, top scorer Jerry Yates is on the bench. Dougal, Williams, Thompson, Morgan Rogers signed this week on loan from Manchester City's on the bench, as are Moore, Trusty and Squires. Chris Owellamo is alongside us. Looking forward to this. The tangerine and white of Blackpool, the dark strip of Nottingham Forest. We're almost set for action here, Chris. Blackpool will fancy this. They'll think they can get a result, but I think this Forest team, despite 11 changes, is still very, very strong.
Yes, it is. It is very strong. You know, you look at the quality coming in. Speaking with Andy Reid earlier, you know, when he's saying about 3-4 of these players coming into the Premier League side wouldn't really affect the quality, the levels, but Blackpool, they'll look at the team sheet, 11 changes. How are they going to be up to speed? Are they going to have match sharpness? Can we get the ball down, implement our game on them? But it's going to be so competitive. You know, they have to fight for everything and earn the right to play the way that they want to. But it's going to be high intensity both ways. You're looking at 11 players that got a point to prove. They want to play in the Premier League. They want to show Steve Cooper, look, we are good enough to play. We're at the level that you want us to be at. We can go down and play with the identity, philosophy that you want. But they have to go out there and earn the right as well. So it's going to be an interesting one, Mark.
It is going to be interesting indeed. We're going through the pre-match formalities. The young mascots getting their pictures taken with some of their footballing heroes. The pitch looks okay. We've had a lot of rain in this part of the world, and we've got a lot of breeze as well today. That could play a part, couldn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I've got to say, I was watching the warm-up, both sides. The possession was very, very sharp. You know, I think even though the weather's been wet, you know, it's firm. You know, what I mean? It's going to be very, very. The ball's going to be flying across the pitch. We're sliding. It's going to be interesting. But that just creates. It helps with the intensity as well. It's going to be fast. It's going to be sharp. But you've got to make sure that you can get the ball under control as well.
Well, Forest going into a huddle. They're going from left to right here. As we said, the Forest fans are down the entire touchline. I think we might struggle to see the near touchline because they're all stood up. And well, we could send you to ask them to sit down, Chris. I think I'll leave that one to you this afternoon. We are about to get underway. The famous colours, the tangerine shirts and socks of Blackpool, the white shorts. It is FA Cup game day live here. So many commentaries across the Talksport network will keep you up to date with the goals as they go in. The players here taking a knee, all of them take the knee, and the fans around us applaud that as well. We're about to get underway then here FA Cup third round day, the one we all look forward to as fans. Blackpool have it, and they're going to knock it long in towards the Forest half, and it's a ball that's going to go onto this near side to Hamilton. Tries to keep it alive, and he's going to win an early throw-in.
Go straight away from me. I was surprised at Beasley. I never thought he had the height that he had, but straight away he doesn't win the header.
Well, here's a ball over the top, causing problems. Dennis almost sneaked in there behind, and the ball knocked away by Blackpool. So both sides looking to get it forward early. Patino just lays the ball off. Colback, the experienced player in the heart of that Forest midfield, and they'll go all the way back to Hennessy, who appeared in the Premier League at Manchester United for Forest. Ball played forward. Ekpateta deals with it well, and Blackpool will get it down, and now they're looking to advance down the right-hand side. Nice ball played forward here, looking for Lavery. He's upended. He wanted a free kick, but he's not going to get one.
It was a free kick as well, I've got to say. Fantastic play from Blackpool as well. Ekpateta, he can't just put the foot through it or the head through it. What does he do? Little drops it into midfield, keep possession with it. Very, very sharp moving. Little link-up play. Comes down to Lavery as well. Great close control from him. Tries to put it down the right flank, but he's taken out as well. The referee can't play on there. It's a free kick because it goes straight to a Forest fullback there. So again, it has to be better from the officials.
Well, the ball's out over on the far side. The dugouts here at Bloomfield Road are right over on that far side, and it's right on the halfway line to throw it. Trying to work it forward. Surridge is battling for the ball. He does well to turn. Then he tried to play out wide on the left, and I think he's got a right to expect a little bit more there from Emmanuel Dennis, who was a little bit on heels.
Yeah, spot on. Mark Surridge does everything right, holds the ball up, good strength as well. He actually then gets away and turns very sharply. He's running at the Blackpool defence. Emmanuel Dennis is he's on his heels. He's got to make that run. If he's making the run, then he's either taking the touch, taking him goalwards, or he's actually putting it back across in the face of Surridge in the 6-yard box.
It is 0-0 here. It's been playing a couple of minutes at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool against Nottingham Forest earlier on this afternoon. Southampton beat Crystal Palace by 2-1. Leicester winners at Gillingham. You heard that live on Talksport 2. Preston beat Huddersfield by 3-1. CJ Hamilton just has the ball hooked away from him. There were wins as well for Reading and Tottenham Hotspur. We'll keep you up to date with the goals as they go in around the FA Cup and around the Football League as well. Games all over the show this afternoon. We've got more live commentaries to come as well. 5:30, Brentford West Ham. What a big game that is for David Moyes and West Ham. That's live on Talksport 2, and then at 8 o'clock on Talksport, Liverpool against Wolves, as Blackpool from the throw and have it edgely Forest area. Forest play their way out of trouble. Nice turn from Scarpa, and he gets away from one. He's still going, eventually brought down on halfway. Well, it's the first start for him, and you can easily say he looks a talent.
Excellent turn, wasn't it? Again, great awareness as well. Receives the ball. There's 3 tangerine shots on him there. Fantastic little turn. Gets away from his man. He just never had that pace, just to kind of get away from the challenge that came in. I think, maybe that's one of the weaknesses there, but fantastic technical player.
Yeah, Steve Cook, the captain, has it at the back for Forest. They're in their change strip, the dark blue with splashes of orange and red across it. And Forest trying to play their way out of their own half. And they have it over on the far side. But Blackpool are harrying well.
Unbelievable. That front 4, front 5 of Blackpool, they go and they're chasing together, they're pressing, really forcing the issue as well. I have to say, Forest are still comfortable trying to move it around. As soon as they take that extra touch, boom, there's a challenge going in. So they have to speed up that speed of thought as well. And Steve Cooper will be feeding that information in. They have to be better, move the ball a little bit quicker.
Well, they do, but they've got a chance here as Toffolo breaks down the left-hand side. Looks to fire in a ball. It goes into the 6-yard box, cleared away over on the far side. Forest pick it up on the edge of the area. Could be a chance for a shot here from the edge of the area. They'll work it out instead to Nico Williams. Right-hand side of the penalty area. Lays it back to Colback. Colback, little shimmy, keeps the ball alive, gets it away to O'Brien, who has it. The former Huddersfield man finds his former Huddersfield teammate, Harry Toffolo, on that far side. As Forest, Toffolo got caught there. That was a nasty one, wasn't it? That's a free kick. About 25 yards out on the left touchline for Forest.
Much better from Forest. Moving the ball very, very well. I think it was Lyons that came in and just... was it a lazy challenge? Because of that on the front foot, they're trying to get as close as they can. I don't think there was much contact in it, but definitely a free kick, but better from Forest, just with the pace of the passing and movement.
Blackpool trying to hold a high line here. They're defending the 18-yard box as a free kick over on the far side. It's going to be a left-footed cross in from the Forest left-hand side. It's deep towards the far post. Maxwell comes to collect, and in the end he collected that nicely. First goal of the 3 o'clock FA Cup ties has come. Chesterfield are behind at home to West Bromwich Albion. Brandon Thomas Asante. Carlos Corberan's side in great form at the moment. As the ball now played forward down the left-hand side for Blackpool. They're not really getting much joy at the moment. Hamilton tried to flick it back in, but Forest already here, Chris, is starting to dominate possession.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one. CJ Hamilton's trying to lay it off. It was a great ball down the left flank here. He's trying to lay it inside, first time touch. I think he's just got to get hold of it. Allows teammates to go up and support and then try and play, but here we go.
Yeah, here is Hamilton. He's picked up a loose ball, 35 yards out from goal, gets it away. There was a chance for the shot there, but eventually Paveda just lost control, but Blackpool recycled possession. They've got it wide on the right-hand side. Crossed it up towards the far post. It's headed away. It'll fall here. A chance for Husband, who just gets it out wide to Hamilton. Hamilton puts the cross in, deflects and loops up into the air. It's headed away well by Cook. But Blackpool have got it back in the penalty area, and here's Husband now going to volley it, and he's put it just across the face of goal and just wide of the far post. Well, I'll tell you what, Wayne Hennessy never moved. If that was on target, it was a goal.
Yeah, that's a massive opportunity. I've got to say, excellent from Blackpool. Husband and Hamilton linking up very well. CJ Hamilton's not getting pressed, so he puts a cross in. To be fair, Nottingham Forest defender, but CJ Hamilton goes up, wins that header. Beasley's just alive to it, keeps it alive, links up with Husband very well. His first touch, outstanding. Outstanding.
He's not scored in over a year, James Husband, and that might be why.
Well, he hits the target, it's in the back of the net, isn't it?
As Husband and Surridge just had to come in together there. They both slid and bumped into the boards. Both okay. Not had any upsets yet, but Bournemouth are behind at home to Burnley. Manuel Benson has put Burnley in front there. Here it's 0-0 if you've just joined us. Mark Wilson, the former Scotland international, Chris Ulumo. Blackpool against Forest, and it's Blackpool who are coming forward now. Down their right-hand side, again, they thought about just throwing the ball into the box early. Now they're going to whip it in from a bit deeper and almost getting on the end of it there. But Hennessy collected it well, and his bowl out wasn't the best pass, and Blackpool have won it back, and it was Patino, the Arceloni, that gets it away. Here now, it's skipping into the area is Paveda. Paveda going down the left-hand side. Husband is with him. Blackpool just starting to push Forest back here. Can Paveda find a cross from the left-hand side? He does. It's a little bit too deep. And Lavery's going to have to run away. He can't keep it in. It's out for a throw-in.
What's excellent quality. Paveda, talk about his feet there. Do you see his feet? I'm thinking he can get the shot away. He's moved the ball. He's created the yard. But again, just kept possession. As soon as he gets into the box as well, face up, get at your man there. But Blackpool with the ball, they're not just giving it straight back. They're keeping possession. They're getting those little couple of passes in. And now they're looking confident. You know, but it's in that attacking third, there's always bodies coming in the box. That ball that came in for Beasley, he wasn't far away. Hennessy again was on his heels. He has to come out and claim that one better.
Billy Fuster getting a couple of early touches on his professional debut. Where's number 45 for Nottingham Forest? Good to see the youngsters getting a go as well, as Dennis this time does well. Holds it up nicely. Far side of the penalty area. Whips the ball in early for Surridge. It's cleared away. And Blackpool can't quite clear their lines. Colback will pick it up and gets it away to O'Brien. O'Brien to Toffolo. Surridge and Scarpa wait in the middle. Dennis, left-hand corner of the penalty area, just has to retreat under pressure. Uses his skill to get past one, but eventually outnumbered by the two Blackpool shirts. Back pass wasn't the best, and in the end Maxwell just about beats Surridge to it and clears it up towards halfway. Still 0-0.
Well, Chris Maxwell really impressed. You know, you have to be switched on. He knew there straight away that he was under pressure from Surridge as well. But he's always an option. You know, when Blackpool defence are in possession, and like you say, his distribution's been good. CJ Hamilton's got to be a little bit stronger for me there though, Mark.
Nico Williams has nicked it off him and he's driving towards the edge of the area. He's got it on his left foot. If he wants to hit it, he does, and he pulls it just wide. Well, all that from Maxwell's pass up towards the halfway line. Williams intercepted it, drove towards goal, and he should hit the target.
He should hit the target. Nico Williams, excellent, good strength as well. I need more from CJ Hamilton. It's not a bad ball from Maxwell as well. Get yourself grounded, get yourself planted, make sure you protect the ball. But Nico Williams in, great close control. As soon as he takes it into the D, he has to hit the target. Hits the target there, he's causing all sorts of problems for Maxwell.
Middlesbrough 0, Brighton 1. Pascal Gross with a goal for Brighton. So both sides have had chances here. Remains 0-0. The clearance though from Blackpool. Ekpiteta almost got caught in possession, and Dennis has been penalised, and he's furious.
Never been a free kick. Ekpiteta there took too many touches. Emmanuel Dennis shows, you know, that intelligence as well. Goes in press, puts the pressure on, forces the error. The ball's there to be won, shoulder to shoulder. What's he gave there?
Well, he's given a free kick, Chris. Chesterfield have equalised instantly against West Brom. Tyrone Williams, it's 1-1 there. Chesterfield 1, West Brom 1 here at Bloomfield Road, 0-0. Ball out wide on the Blackpool right-hand side. And now played in to Poveda, who gets it away.
It's outstanding, isn't it? The way they're playing, the way they're moving the ball.
Patino gets it wide on the Blackpool right. They're level with the edge of the area. There are two Tangerines waiting in the middle for the cross, but the ball was a poor one, and Colback will deal with that pretty quickly. And now here is Fuster on the edge of his own area. And they'll work it out wide. And looking to go long here, chasing Surridge. Surridge, whose only goals of the season came in an early League Cup win over Grimsby earlier in the year. And you'll hear Forest in action again on Wednesday night. They take on Wolves in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. It's live on Talksport 2 with Joe Shannon and Big Chris Uwalumo. Do you know? Oh, yes, you. An interesting game, that big chance for Forest and Wolves. They'll both fancy that one. You'll hear it live. You'll hear all four of those Carabao Cup quarter-final ties across the Talksport network. If you've got the app, then you can swipe between Talksport and Talksport 2. You can listen to all our live action, or if you've not got it, it's free to download and all the usual places. Get it, and you won't miss any of our live sporting action. 0-0 here, Chris. We had 11 minutes on the clock. Both sides have had a chance as well.
No, they have. I've got to say, I think I'm more impressed with the way that Blackpool are getting the ball down. I said that Forest were going to be dominant with possession. I think Blackpool are using the ball very well. You know, whenever they've got it, they don't just force the issue. They get the ball down, they play, and they've got an outlet in Beasley. I'm really impressed with them.
Well, he's just flicked the header to Hamilton, who drives into the area. Hamilton's cross is blocked by Steve Cook, and it goes behind for a corner, but that was good from Beasley. That header was as good as a pass, wasn't it?
Well, the thing about it as well is that you've got the players gambling, and that shows that they've got that confidence that he's going to go up and win that aerial duel. I need more from Hamilton. I think he gets himself into some excellent positions, but again, no end product. Cook comes in, has the block, but he's got a lot of room. Take him on, you're in the box. Yeah. You know, take him on, make sure there's end product. You've got 3 Tangerine shots in the box waiting for that service.
Well, here comes the corner, and Hennessy got up above everyone, but there's a Forest player down holding the back of his head. I think the referee's going to have to stop play here. He went down off the ball, the Forest player. He's just about to get up. I think it's Cook, isn't it, who's gone down over on the far side. It is 0-0 here. I can tell you it's 1-1 at Bournemouth now. Ryan Christie's equalised. Bournemouth 1, Burnley 1. Adrian Durham's got all the goals as they're going across on Talksport right now.
Cook looks like he's proper struggling as well. They're like dizzy, you know, with the way he's walking.
Well, looks to me like he's just holding his shoulder, but he's up on his feet. And this is where he's right. He's struggling. Whether he's hurt his shoulder, he's holding like his collarbone area, and they've just passed him the ball 3 times. The guy, he could probably do with some treatment at the moment, but he's playing on. Here now is Scarpa, nice header to Surridge, gets it out wide for Fuster. Scarpa picks up down the right-hand side, down the other end of the field, whips in a great ball and it bounces. Will it break here for Dennis? It does break for Dennis, his touch was poor. Husband volleys it up in the air, Maxwell collects. It was never a back pass, but Blackpool just looked a little bit undone at the back there. But now they're looking to break over on the far side, but they just overrun the ball, but eventually they'll get a throw in just inside the Nottingham Forest half. 13 gone on Talksport 2. It's Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 0.
Yeah, again, it was good quality coming into the box. I think Surridge he's in there standing. I think he can come alive to it, link up. Emmanuel Dennis was alive to it, and like you say, Husband come in and intercepted. But Maxwell again, he's the one that started that attack down the right flank. His distribution from hand, from ground, has really impressed me today.
0-0 here. Ball on halfway. Ekpiteta wins the header. Experienced championship campaigner Marvin Ekpiteta. Blackpool will need his experience. They're in the relegation fight. Can't tell you that Chuba Akpom's good season continues as well. He's equalised for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough on Brighton 1. So quite a few FA Cup goals going in. None here yet. But Forest are coming forward. Here is Cook, who looks to have shaken off that injury. Tries to slide the ball in behind, and Thornley did well.
But not only just does he kick the ball and defend, he keeps possession of the ball. He finds his fullback.
Here's Hamilton. He's got him behind here. Can he get the shot away? Edge of the area. He's on his own. He fires. It's blocked. It's going to go out for a corner kick over on the far side. Scott McKenna it was. Well, that time it was the big fella, Beasley, who went out. He didn't actually get anything on it, Chris, but he attracted the defenders, and Hamilton ran in behind and got the ball anyway.
It's happened a couple of times already, Mark, but I've got to say again, Thornley under real pressure from Emmanuel Dennis, and usually you just see him kick the ball out of play and get into position. No, it's about keeping possession of the ball. He finds Husband, the ball comes forward, bit of quality. Beasley keeps it alive. CJ Hamilton always gambling in behind, which is excellent.
Well, here comes the corner in, swinging again. The keeper comes, it's headed away though at the near post. Callback it was with a good header. Blackpool looking to get the ball back over on the far side. Surge is back defending. Ball goes to the edge of the area. Forest are looking to counter if they can, and they've got half a chance here. They pick the ball up on the far side. Fuster was looking for Scarpa, but it was picked up by Blackpool, who immediately go forward again themselves. They're looking again down that right-hand side. Lavery tried to get the cross, and it was blocked, and it fell invitingly for Forest. And with 15 gone, it's still 0-0 as Dennis there makes the most obvious foul right in front of the referee. Just shoves over the Blackpool player going for the header, and that's a free kick and a chance for Blackpool to load bodies in the box.
Yeah, you know, again, really impressive from Blackpool, using the ball, moving it well. Shane Lavery down that right-hand side there. He's just got to wait for Lyons to come out and overlap him. You know, he's trying to put the ball in there, and as a striker, sometimes when you make that early run, you want that early service, but when you're in good possession and you're putting pressure on Forest as Blackpool are, you know, sometimes slow it down, create that other angle, bring in a better ball.
Well, here comes the cross towards the far post. Ekpiteta was putting all kinds of pressure on there. Referee lets play go on. It's McKenna who got it. But here goes Hamilton. He's got away from Callback. He's got time for the cross. Sends it up towards the far post. It was above 3. Tangerine shirts. Ball falls on the volley. It's not cleared. It's fired in. And it's a goal from close range. Blackpool have the goal, and it's Marvin Ekpiteta that smashed it in from 6 yards out. Hamilton cross not defended, and Ekpiteta blasts it in. Blackpool lead Forest by a goal to 0.
Well, they've done the job, defended the first corner well. I think CJ Hamilton, you know, excellent. I thought the ball was a bit big, I've got to say. I think it was a poor defensive header from Forrest. I don't know if it was Cook at the back end or McKenna. It headed it back into the kind of 6-yard area. Shane Lavery's come on and tried to take it on the full. It's been blocked, and then it's came to Ekpiteta, and like you say, it's still got, I think it took a block, but he's put so much power on it that it's went into the bottom right hand corner. But it was a poor defensive header. I think it was Scott McKenna at the back post, or even it would have been Tuffalo, I think it possibly was. He's went up free headed to the back because the cross in from CJ Hamilton was high and big. But come on, defensive header, make sure you clear the area.
Well, Blackpool are in front here, and that was a good finish in the end from close range from the defender. Marvin Ekpiteta fires in. He's been sent off a couple of times this season, Marvin Ekpiteta, and he's got 2 goals to go with his 2 red cards. He's levelling it up.
No, he's been impressive. Again, him and Thornley, they just try and play. You know, when it's even though it's fight balls, it's competitive. Can they feel it into the holding midfielder? Can they give it possession to either fullback? You know, it's not just about defending your area and clearing your area. It's about keeping possession of the ball as well.
It is indeed. Blackpool 1, Forest 0. 18 gone here live on Talksport 2. More Talksport 2 FA Cup commentaries to come as well. 5:30 tonight, Brentford against West Ham. Huge game that one. Alex Crook and the former West Ham striker David Connolly, our commentary team. And we round off FA Cup 3rd round Saturday at Anfield. Liverpool against Wolves. Faker others in the chair for that one. Adam Bridge and the former England defender Mickey Gray, our commentary team, and plenty more live sport tomorrow as well, including Cardiff Leeds and Man City Chelsea on Talksport. Here come Forest looking for an instant response. They're down the left-hand side. Dennis has got it. He's looking now to slide the ball in, and the cross eventually from Toffolo. Well, the referee has given a goal kick. They thought they were getting a corner there, Nottingham Forest, but they get only a goal kick.
Yeah, again, good play from Forest. Tuffalo's going to bring you that all the time, isn't he? You know, that energy down that left flank. And like you said, it was just a running race there. The ball went out of play.
It did indeed. Another goal at Chesterfield. Chesterfield 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. Carlan Grant with the goal. Albion back in front there. And Colchester 2-0 up at Harrogate. Noah Chilvers with a second goal there in the league. Ball played out wide, and a misplaced pass there from Sonny Carey. And it's a throw-in for Nottingham Forest. So Steve Cooper's side are behind here. They found goals difficult to come by on their travels in the league, but in the cup they've fared a little bit better. And they're just going to keep playing, aren't they, Forest, and keep trying to get it forward and get that goal back as soon as they can.
No, but they have to. You know, I think it's the game plan doesn't change. What I've got to say I'm really impressed with is that Forest haven't had it their own way. I think Blackpool have probably dominated possession. I'll have a little look at the stats in a minute, but from what I've seen, they're using it well. They're asking more questions, showing better energy with it. You know, I've got to say that front four, front five of Forest, they are dangerous. They haven't had that ruthless. Oh, look at that! It's a free kick. But again, it's just energy, isn't it, from Lyons?
It is indeed, and it was a good run forward over on the far side, and Forest bundle over Lyons. I mentioned he had that great spell on loan in Ireland. He's initially from Ireland, but he had a spell at Shamrock, got 7 goals. Not bad for a fullback.
Well, it just shows you, the quality and the confidence that he's got. He's shown great energy up and down, and that was from wide to inside, that run there. He was definitely going somewhere. A lot of Forest bodies to get through, though, but he can run with the ball, he can travel, and if he brings goals to the game as well, happy days. Yeah,
Morecambe have taken the lead, not too far away from here. Morecambe 1, Cheltenham 0. Jensen Weir with a goal. Blackpool with a free kick. Marvin Ekpiteta's been knocked down at the back post. The cross came in, and we just mentioned Lyons. He had a free header. The whistle had gone. It wouldn't have counted. He had a free header on the penalty spot and he bloomed it over. But the referee here, well, he's had a word. I mean, Ekpiteta did go down in the box. So the referee's having a word with McKenna here. It infuriates me. Why does the referee, when the ball's in the area, have to feel he's got to speak to the player? Just let him get on with it. If they foul him, blow the whistle.
No, he's spot on.
He doesn't do that if there's a free kick on the halfway line, does he?
Totally agree with you.
I get the feeling, obviously, there's more jostling in the box, but let them get on with it. If they want to make a foul, you blow the whistle. Here's the free kick then. Chance for Blackpool to double their lead. Ball bouncing around. Lyons is going to pick it up. There was a Forest player went down, and eventually, belatedly, the offside flag goes up. We've had 21.5 minutes here at Bluefield Road. Mark Wilson with the former Scotland international Chris Uwaluma. We welcome our listeners in the USA and Canada on our partner station Sirius XM FC, who are joining us for all the FA Cup ties across the weekend. Hello to you wherever you're listening. It is Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Nottingham Forest of the Premier League are behind. And Blackpool giving as good as they're getting at the moment, and they're not allowing Forest any time on the ball at all.
No, Michael Appleton will be very, very happy with the levels and the quality that he's seen, but they have to make sure that they're switched on. Forest are still posing a threat. They are still getting into the attacking third. The 18-yard box entries is an interesting one, but has to be better, more end product from Forest.
Well, here's a chance for Williams, who has fed by Fuster, gets it back to O'Brien, looks for the give and go with Scarpa, steps away from one, gets it away to Fuster, who's under pressure but did well to ride the challenge, the youngster, and gets a nice round of applause off the Forest fans. They'll enjoy seeing one of their own coming through and getting into first team football. As the ball now fed out wide on the far side, Toffolo do well to keep that in. He has done well to keep it in. Finds O'Brien. O'Brien now looking to go past one. Can't go past two, and Blackpool have nicked it, and they do like to play on the break, Blackpool, but Dennis has got it inside the area though. Ball going back the other way. Nico Williams is arriving. Dennis goes for the shot. Curler from a really acute angle, and it rattles the crossbar. There was nothing on there for Emmanuel Dennis. He beats Maxwell, but he couldn't beat the crossbar.
Well, you know exactly what he wants to do. It's fantastic close control from Dennis. As soon as he moves it onto his right, he's actually looking round the player before he takes the strike of the ball, comes back. Excellent execution, as Maxwell has no chance whatsoever, and it just hits the crossbar at the top right hand top corner.
Here is Scarpa now. Still 1-0 Blackpool lead. Marvin Ekpiteta's goal. Here's Cook now, tries to feed it into Surridge. Nice turn, lays it back to Scarpa. Is he going to hit it? Gets it onto his right foot, has a shot, and it's straight at Maxwell, who got down low and got his body behind it.
Talk to him, Mark, about Surridge's touch there. Why is he set it? Why is he give the layoff? Take the shot on yourself, or take it into the goals. Fantastic one. Just flicks it up, flicks it away from Thornley as well, and then I think he can take it with his left foot in towards the goal there.
FA Cup action on the Talksport network this weekend. This midweek though, attention's turned to the Carabao Cup. Manchester United Charlton live on Talksport on Tuesday. Newcastle Leicester live on Talksport 2 on Tuesday night as well. And then on Wednesday, it's Forest against Wolves on Talksport 2. Southampton, Manchester City on Talksport. Here come Nottingham Forest again. Scarpa on his full debut finds Surridge, who's on the right. Surridge goes past his man, into the area, in on goal, and he puts it wide into the side netting. He never quite wrapped his foot around. It was a great nudge round Thornley, but he's got to hit the target.
Well, it all came from nothing. Cook, clearance goes up. Surridge takes it down on the thigh on the halfway line, little give and go, gets it back, and I tell you what, the touch round Thornley just knocks it to one side, runs round him. Why doesn't he go across goal? He's tried to fire it near post, but you know what, it was on all day. You know, he goes across goal with the quality that he's got. That's in the back of the net. That's a massive opportunity.
Mentioned that he has found goals difficult to come by, Sam Surridge, and that maybe is an explanation of that finish, but his touch has been great. He's just flicked one on for Dennis, but Ekpiteta did really well to cushion the ball back to Maxwell. 25 gone here on Talksport 2, Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Update with some more goals as Maxwell will look to clear his lines down below us. Can tell you Sheffield United in front of Millwall. Daniel Jebison with a goal for Paul Heckingbottom's side. And Cambridge 1, Bristol Rovers 1 in the game there. So Sheffield United in front, Blackpool are in front here. And I can tell you that Southend have taken the lead over Solihull Moors in the National League. Ball now going forward here with Fuster. Forest have it. They get it out wide here to Nico Williams. Williams just offloads the ball. Gets it away to Cook, who's curling past. Just forced McKenna to go backwards. He's got it on the halfway line. And the ball now working its way to Dennis down the left-hand side of the area. Is he looking to get it on his right foot? No, he goes up wide onto his left, just overran it, managed to flick the ball back in. Not cleared yet. It's picked up in the area. Shot comes in deflected and into the arms of Maxwell. Didn't really have the power. It was Fuster who had the shot, but Maxwell had it well covered. Still 1-0 Blackpool.
Yeah, it was good good from Fuster there, just alive to it. I think Emmanuel Dennis again causing all sorts of problems. This time he does a little feint onto his right, but then takes it to his left, fires it, cuts it back, and I think Surridge actually gets there first, but just has a kind of miscontrol of it. But Fuster alive to it, gets the shot away in good safe hands from Maxwell. I think it did take a little bit of a deflection. It took a little bit of the force out of the shot.
Iheanacho's goal gave Leicester the win at Gillingham. You heard that live on Talksport 2 earlier on. Gillingham 0, Leicester 1, Palace 1, Southampton 2. Finally a win for Nathan Jones at Southampton. Preston 3-1 winners over Huddersfield. Reading 2, Watford 0. And Spurs, courtesy of a Harry Kane goal, have seen off Portsmouth by a goal to 0. Here it's 1-0 to Blackpool. Marvin Ekpiteta with a goal. As the ball is out of play over on the far side. And Forest, to be fair, having gone behind Chris, have responded pretty well. They've had a couple of good chances, and we saw Dennis hit the woodwork and Surridge go inches wide of the post. Yeah,
but this is what it's all about, Mark. You know, I think Blackpool, you look at them when they're in possession, when they're on top, they've got that goal. Now they manage the game, they sit in a little bit, they allow Forest to have it, which is a dangerous game to play. You want them to stay in the front foot, but Forest are using the ball a lot better.
Well, here's Williams down the right, feigned across, gets it back to Gustavo Scarpa, the new signing from Palmeiras. Ball on the break here for the home side, and Poveda was pulled back. He wasn't happy about that, Ian Poveda. Former Man City youngster is at Leeds, officially on loan here, as the ball now works its way down the Blackpool right-hand side, and they're over the halfway line. 1-0 the Seasiders lead here. They've got it level with the edge of the Nottingham Forest penalty area. Can they conjure up a second goal here? They're looking to work the ball in. Poveda shows short. Looking to come back in field if he can, or find an opening. He gets bundled over, he gets back to his feet. He's still got it. Now he puts the cross in towards the far post, but it's just over the top. Hennessy had it covered, and it's behind for a goal kick. 28 gone, Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Chris O'Loughlin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Poveda there, I think excellent, but close control, bit of skill, just released it a little bit earlier. I think he'd done his bit. He went and helped his mate out, kept possession of the ball, but you know what? Release it so there's a better position to put the cross in. But like you say, I think he's definitely shown that he's enjoying the game today. He's getting on it, shown some great little touches, and like you say, fantastic close control as well. But can he get a shot at the end of it as well? That's what it's all about. Is creating chances, making chances for yourself.
Here come Forest. Fuster on the half turned as well to get it away to Nico Williams. He rides one challenge, and then the strong challenge comes in, but he almost rode that as well. Ball picked up by Scarpa, looking for the crossfield switch. Toffolo down the left, takes it on the chest. Can he produce a cross? He just lofts it into the air. Surridge is there, but he was outnumbered 4-1, and the Blackpool side get it away, but Colback will win it back and goes back to halfway. And here now is McKenna, closed down up top by Beasley. They'll look for the crossfield switch. Can Nico Williams keep it in? He can't.
That's where he should be. You know what I mean? You can see, he knows his player, he knows McKenna. Straight away, you know by his body language what he's going to try there. Nico Williams needs to be on his front foot there and taking that touch on the full and then creating that 1v1. And then, you know what, he's shown time and time again in this game already that he has that ability to get by players and get crosses in or shots away.
Well, you are listening to Blackpool versus Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Blackpool 1, Forest 0. The latest score here elsewhere in the FA Cup: Bournemouth 0, Accrington 1, Bournemouth 1, Burnley 1, Chesterfield 1, West Brom 2, Fleetwood 0, QPR 0, Hull 0, Fulham 0, Ipswich 0, Rotherham 0, Middlesbrough 1, Brighton 1, Millwall 0, Sheffield United 1, and Shrewsbury 0, Sunderland 0. Plenty of games at 5:30, including our commentary here on Talksport 2. Brentford against West Ham. As Surridge.
It's a free kick, Mark. There's nothing else you can say
Cue
about
the
it.
reaction of the Nottingham Forest fans.
He's looking right at it. I don't know. What is it? James Linnington?
Yeah.
Well, what's going on? I know the referees and officials have been said to let a little bit more go, but come on. It was blatant, wasn't it?
It was. Ball back with Hennessy over on the left-hand side as we look down from our vantage point here. Ball played forward. And now another, we can't see that, but there's clearly a challenge. I think Surridge is being bundled into the board, hasn't he, down to our right-hand side. Again, there was a reaction, and Surridge is not happy here. He feels he's getting the rough end of the stick. He's been spoken to as his husband by the referee, Mr. Linnington. Chris Maxwell comes over to give his opinion.
And that one, I don't think there was much in it. You know, I think the ball's bounced. Surridge is there. He comes through, but he also takes the body into Surridge. The referee's watching that all the way, albeit he's missed one earlier. I don't think that's a free kick.
Well, he's having a word with Thornley and Surridge now, and
I think it's the aftermath of the challenge.
Do you ever get the feeling, Chris, when you were playing centre forward, some days whatever you do, you're not going to get a decision off 100%. The referee?
And I think it's one of them. It's like it's a two-way thing. You know, I like the physical game, so when the centre backs are all over you, it's part and parcel of it. But when I'm doing it and I'm getting free kicks against someone, come on, ref, like, I'm getting it as well.
Yeah.
So. But to be fair to him, I think the referee hasn't missed too much, but the big strikers never get that protection, Mark. Come on, you know that. You've been around the game long enough.
Ball over on the far side. Ekpiteta's had a touch, and in the end he's done really well, because he had a touch. It looked like Dennis was going to pick his pocket.
Well, that's the negative side to trying to play all the time, because sometimes you have to just defend and clear your area.
Here is the ball. It's going to be pulled across. Williams was waiting at the far post. It'll fall to Scarpa. Shot takes 2 deflections. Ekpiteta with a final touch, and it's out for a corner. One thing we've noticed about Gustavo Scarpa is if there's a chance to shoot, he's going to have a go.
Yeah, he doesn't mind pulling the trigger. You know, I think that's important as well, but it's just, you look at the management of a game, when you're 1-0 up, you know, you're using the ball well, you can't take too many touches in your defence, across your defence, because...
There's a corner for Forest. It just swung a little bit too
terrible
deep.
Corner, isn't it?
Yeah, and there may be a chance for Blackpool to break here. They're looking for the crossfield switch, and Lavery was after it, and Beasley tried to get it, and now Colback's going the other way. Well, it would have been in Blackpool. The ball in, Ekpiteta comes to get it. Maxwell came racing out, and Ekpiteta put it behind for a corner. Maxwell was clearly screaming. Ekpiteta apologises.
He apologises, and that's the thing, because that could have went anywhere with the touch. He made a choice defensively, and you know what, defensively, he got his touch and he done his job. But when the keeper shouts, you've got to let that one go for me, because he's coming out with clean hands. He's watching it all the way.
Here's another Forest corner, whipped in from the left-hand side. Ekpiteta heads it away. It's a good header as well. Out on the left-hand side, good follow-up challenge, and the ball out for a Forest throw-in. It is 1-0. Marvin Ekpiteta's goal on 17 minutes after Forest failed to clear a CJ Hamilton cross. Ekpiteta lashed it in from close range. We've had 33.5 on Talksport 2. Dan Windle back at base. We'll be taking you through all the football across Talksport 2 this afternoon. Don't forget, Brentford West Ham. What a tasty game that is. I was at Ellen Road the other night when West Ham got a 2-2 draw with Leeds. David Moyes pretty happy with the result and the performance, but could do with a win today, couldn't it, David?
Definitely. I think it's important, isn't it? You know, it's just trying to get a win on the board and get that confidence in a really good group of players.
Here come Forest again, who are starting to lay siege on Blackpool's goal. Got a chance to put the cross in. Here's Surridge, stumbles, lays it back. Here now is Scarpa, left-footed shot, falls to Nico Williams, lashes it, great save Maxwell. down to his right-hand side. He might have seen that late as well, but he got good hands on it.
Well, where we are, we've seen that all the way. The way that he was just winding up. Nico Williams let it go, struck it very well. Maxwell, I think, a bit too close to the goalkeeper, but he done well to get down with the hands.
Here's Williams again, looking to put the cross in. Dennis has a bit of a challenge, and that's going to be a free kick against
I don't think
Dennis.
there's anything in that. I don't think there's any contact. He's trying to jump round him. I don't think there's not even a collision or a little clip of the heel or nothing. I think Thornley just feels that he's there, goes down, and I think the referee has to be braver, because unless he sees it, he can't just blow it. Because I'm watching the same thing, and I'm thinking, well, there's no contact at all.
Still 1-0 Blackpool lead, 10 to go to the break.
When you're silent, you don't agree with me, Mark, isn't it? And you don't...
I'm not disagreeing with you. No way. I feel like I need a booster seat to sit next to you in this press box. 1-0 Forest lead. Ball played downfield. Beasley's not quite having the same joy at the minute, is he, as he was earlier on. Here is Marvin Ekpiteta. He's looking to go long. Lavery's made a run in behind. Maybe the ball just held up on the wind a little bit there. And the ball now played forward, and Beasley was just not quite in the right place, and it'll roll all the way through to Hennessy, who really, other than pick the ball out of the back of there, hasn't had an awful lot to do. But the Blackpool team have the goal, and that's why they lead by a goal to 0 with 9 to go to the break. Ball over on the far side. Blackpool have got a chance to break here if they can find a pass. They've got 3. They've overloaded down that right-hand side. Lavery is one of those. Needs to find a ball in. Goes on the ground, and it cannons off a defender. It's come off O'Brien. It's gone behind for a corner to Blackpool.
Yeah, you know what? Again, Blackpool, they've got that many bodies in attacking positions without the ball. They press very well, but as soon as they get it, straight away, boom, they've got 3-4 bodies trying to run in behind. So straight away, the pass can penetrate that defensive Forest. Lavery there, I don't think it was a bad ball. He was trying to cut it back. He was trying to pick someone out. I think he's just got to try and put it between the last defender and the goalkeeper for that, because they had 3 tangerine shots in that defensive line for Forest there.
Well, there's the corner, whipped in towards the near post, headed away by Surridge, falls on the volley. They went for a hit there, and Carey in the end has to go all the way back into the centre circle, and Husband will go all the way back to his goalkeeper Maxwell. Dennis is giving chase, and Maxwell slams the ball out of play over on the far side for a throw-in to allow the likes of Ekpiteta and Thornley to get back in defensive shape.
Emmanuel Dennis, I think, have been really impressed. Every time he's got the ball, he's made things happen. He's been direct, good quality, good awareness. You know, the excellent bit of quality that he's already beat Maxwell, but it's the crossbar that denies him. You know, I think he's showcased that he's in the mood, and the way that he's pressing as well without the ball. That says a lot about that. He's got a point to prove as well.
We heard from Dan earlier on that speculation being quashed by Steve Cooper that Dennis might be getting moved on in the window. I think there's been an acceptance from Steve Cooper that they're going to do more business, but he's going to have to get some out to get. You just can't keep bringing players in. You've got to get some out, haven't you?
Yeah.
Allow the players to feel they've got a chance of playing. I know our Talksport 2 colleague Neil Redfern has said to me numerous occasions, you've got more than half a dozen players who are not in the team. You've got a problem, because some players know they're not going to get picked whatever they do, and that's a problem then, isn't it?
Yeah, as a manager, how do you keep those players happy? You know, I think you don't want anyone poisoning the group, especially when you know you're going to be in that relegation battle, because they are. You know, I think it's important that you have people around that know that they can bring something to the match day result, albeit performance, information, communication, whatever you want it to be. But it's important that that group is united.
Still 1-0 Blackpool lead, 7 to go to the break. You're live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Scotland international Chris Uwalumo. Dan Windle back at base today. He's already guided you through. Gillingham 0, Leicester 1. Scott Mintoni and Danta, our commentary team there. Iheanacho's goal, the difference as the ball spread out wide, but Forest won't get on the end of that. Sheffield United have doubled their lead. Jayden Bogle with the second goal for the Blades. And I can tell you, at Middlesbrough, Brighton are back in front. And it's Adam Lallana with a goal, 2-1. Brighton lead in that one. It's still 1-0 here. Don't forget, we have got Brentford against West Ham to come. We'll hear from Alex Crook and David Connolly ahead of that one at half-time here. Well, don't forget, all the goals as they go in across on Talksport right now. With Adrian Durham, he'll be going around the grounds. But it's Blackpool who lead here by that Marvin Ekpiteta goal to 0. If you're listening, some of you will be listening for the first time here today on Talksport, with it being FA Cup Day. You can download the app, listen to Talksport, Talksport 2, and click on the live sport icon. It'll give you all our live football. We've got live cricket, rugby, darts, all that across the Talksport network throughout the year. Free kick for the visitors then here, and a chance for them to load some bodies forward. Chris, they've not really worked, Maxwell. They've hit the woodwork and they've gone close a couple of times, but Maxwell only really that one save from Nico Williams to make.
Well, like again, another opportunity to put the ball in the box. They've took it quick.
They flicked it. They're looking for Dennis. He gets a header on it. Toffolo is hassling and harrying. He's going to win a corner. Didn't panic there.
You know, I think the free kick's in a perfect position. You know, you look at the quality you've got, the likes of Cook, McKenna, Surridge. You've got players that can go and win those area duels, keep the ball alive. Give them the service, give them something to go and attack. You know, I've not been impressed with the corners from Sapa.
Yeah, well, here's another one. It's delivered near post, flicked on by Surridge, but the keeper gets there comfortably. I just wonder if they'd be better swinging it in rather than away from goal.
I agree. I think they've done that way, even with free kicks as well. You know, try and put it right on top of Maxwell, you know, and ask the question. Great movement from Surridge there. Great little flick with the outside of his right boot. And again, Maxwell in the right place. Good safe hands there. But like you say, Sapa, it's either too big or too short. His corners this half, it has to be better, especially when you've got the likes of McKenna and Cook in there. Brewster as well.
Yeah, can't tell you. Chesterfield have equalised again. 2-2 against West Bromwich Albion. Now Fleetwood 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1 and Hull 0, Fulham 1. Latest scores, so the goals continuing to go in on FA Cup third round day. Here we've only had the one. Marvin Ekpiteta with it for Blackpool. Lashed it in from close range, and Blackpool have won it over on the far side. And here now in centre field is Poveda. Gets it away. Husband over the halfway line down the left-hand side. Patino made a nice run, but they didn't pick him. They'll get it now, though. Back to goal. Who's giving it away to Dennis? And now Dennis and Surridge are 2-on-2. Poveda, though, tracks back, gets a great... Well, I thought he got the ball there, Poveda. Referee said it's a free kick 30 yards out from goal.
Well, again, it was shoulder to shoulder. I think Dennis, he was trying to just get away from him with his pace, and I think he's got to take his touch across Poveda. You know, it was good control for Blackpool there, and then sloppily given away with a first-time touch. But Poveda, alive to it, goes back and chases, and like I say, for me, there's not much in that one, Mark.
A couple of goals just up the coast to tell you about. Morecambe 1, Cheltenham 1. Alfie May with a leveller there, and Fleetwood have equalised as well against QPR in the cup. That's 1-1. Here now is Scarpa, which, and that's a better ball. Big chance, and arriving, sliding in at the far post. They just couldn't get a touch on it. And if Cook had got anything on that, that would have been the leveller.
Well, he's tried to go with the foot. You know, he's tried to... I think if he goes quick enough, he can put the head on that and just steer it anywhere he wants. But because it was great whip on the ball as well, he's tried to lunge at it with the foot. He's got to go head first for me there.
Still 1-0. Blackpool lead here. We've got just 2.5 minutes to go to the break. It's been an entertaining game. Two teams trying to play football, trying to attack. But it's Blackpool have got the goal. There could be a chance here, as Cook almost played McKenna into trouble, and the ball slammed high in the air by Hennessy, and the header won by Patino. Not really seen a lot of him today. I saw him when we were here for Talksport 2 against Preston. He was outstanding that day, the Arsenal loanee, but not quite as involved today, as Gustavo Scarpa gets the ball away and plays a nice crossfield switch. He's a footballer, this new signing, all right. He can get it down and play. And now over on the far side, Dennis has it. He's looking to feed it in now, looking for the run of O'Brien, just too much on it. A little bit too intricate on that occasion, and Maxwell out to collect it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I think trying to score that perfect goal. Good energy, good bodies coming into the box, but, you know, end product, get that shot away.
Couple of really big games going on at the moment. We mentioned Chesterfield had equalised again. They've gone in front, Armando Dobra. It's Chesterfield 3, West Bromwich Albion 2. That would be a big upset. As Beasley chases the ball downfield, Nico Williams gets it away. Hamilton has won it back, though. Hamilton gets it away. He's looking for Beasley, but Fuster is there. Fuster's got to be strong. He's gone down. Ball breaks for O'Brien. He hasn't cleared it. Now Colback just bulldozes his way through. Oh, he's gone in on Husband. That was a poor challenge. That is a shocking challenge. Is this going to be a red card?
Very, very quick. Oh,
well, it's only a yellow for Jack Colback. That was a horrendous tackle on Husband. I mentioned he was bulldozing his way through, Chris. He was never pulling out of that challenge, and it was a challenge in all fairness, he was never going to win. I think if VAR was here today, they'd be having a look at this.
I definitely agree. You know, I think as well, you know your player, you know Callback, you know he's got that in the bank, that naughty challenge. You know, he was never going to get there. And the referee, to be fair, the way that he reached the pocket, I thought there was only one colour coming out.
Well, I think the red card's in the back pocket.
Yeah.
You know that, surely, Chris. Well, you'll have had a red card or two, won't you?
No, come on. I had one in my career, and yeah, it was never a red card.
Did it get rescinded?
It never.
Oh dear. We were telling you about goals in the FA Cup. What about this for a potential result? Bournemouth 1, Burnley 3. Anas Zaroury with a third goal, and it is only a yellow card for Colback, who continues to frustrate. I think he was having a word with husband there, saying there's something happened maybe earlier on he wasn't happy about. Who's pointing down the field and imitating for an elbow. Well, we're into 2 added on minutes here on Talksport 2. It's Blackpool 1, Forest 0, and the game may be on that challenge just spicing up a little bit.
Oh, that was an opportunity, wasn't it?
Scarpa was almost flicking the ball on at one way, almost got cleaned out going the other as well. Here's CJ Hamilton, gives chase, flies in a great ball across the 6-yard box, and they just couldn't get there. Beasley and Lavery just couldn't get there in time. That was a great cross from Hamilton.
Well, it's much better, isn't it, down that left-hand side? He just took it on the volley, hasn't he? Fired it across. And like you say, anyone on the end there, all you need to do is just make sure the connection is good, because all the pace is on that cross there.
Ball over on the far side. Blackpool have it. They're looking for a second goal here before the break. They'll get a chance from a corner. The ball will eventually spin out for a Blackpool corner. We're into 2 added on minutes here. Ipswich Town have taken the lead against Rotherham. Cameron Humphreys with a goal. 1-0 there. Charlton lead Lincoln by 2 goals to 0. And here, Blackpool looking for a second goal from a set piece. Can they get one here? They're going to swing it in down their right-hand side. Ball floated towards the back post. There was nobody there. Hennessy stayed at home there. And Blackpool will keep it in on this near side. Looking to work out an opening if they can. They've got it down by the corner flag. I think it's Ekpateta who's trying to keep it in, gets it away. Here now is Poveda, works his way, little dancing feet. Will pull the ball back here. It might run for Patino. He gets a good challenge in. Carey's got it. It's going to go wide on the right-hand side. Plenty forward for Blackpool. They go to the byline. Can they get across? No, it's out for a corner. Better, much better from Blackpool.
Yeah, I think much better, but I think the opportunity to get the shot away was also passed up there. You know, I think the ball to Shane Lavery was behind him. You know, just little bits. Poveda, fantastic close control again. He's in the 18-yard box. Can he get at his man? I think the weight of pass was a little bit light, but again, good close control, good awareness.
Here's another corner again towards the far post. Hennessy did really well there. He reached over about 3 players and just plucked the ball out of the air. Well, it's half-time here at Bluefield Road, and it's the home fans who are much the happier. They took the lead, Blackpool, on 17 minutes. Good work down the left from CJ Hamilton. Forrest made a bit of a hash of their clearance. The ball fell invitingly to Ekpateta, who lashed it in from 6 yards out. The response, though, was a good one. We saw Emmanuel Dennis work out an opening on his right foot, and he rattled the crossbar with Maxwell well beaten. Then Surridge drove his way into the area and fired wide when really he should have hit the target, and the final chance fell to Nico Williams' shot from about 15 yards out. Maxwell got down and smothered the danger well. Been an entertaining one. This couple of tasty tackles going in as well. It's FA Cup 3rd round day. What do you expect? It's Blackpool 1, Forest 0.
Mark Wilson, thank you. We'll bring you the half-time classified scores shortly here on FA Cup Game Day Live on Talksport from 5:30. Full commentary of Brentford against West Ham again from the 3rd round of the FA Cup. A potential surprise in the offing live here on Talksport 2 in the Northwest. Blackpool starting the better and getting the lead they deserve. Poor defending, Crystal Wellamo, but Ekpateta finishing particularly well, I thought, from close range.
Yeah, keeping alive. You know, I think he was involved in the first corner that came in.
Yep.
Wasn't defended well, but like you say, I think winning second balls, keeping the pressure on. I've got to see good quality from both flanks. I think it was tough though with the header, wasn't it? Should do better.
Yeah.
Puts it straight back into the
it's
danger
a wonderful
area.
Header for the attacking team.
It was excellent.
Keeping it alive, flicking it down. Yeah.
Shane Lavery's come on. He's got a good connection. It was on target, the block, and it can go anywhere. Ekpateta done very, very well. Just made sure there was good force on the shot, and like you say, Wayne Hennessy had no chance whatsoever. But I think I've got to say, really impressed with Blackpool. Just used the ball well. I think got into the attacking third, and the thing that really impressed me as well, even under the pressure that Forest are putting them under, they play. Doesn't matter, that defensive header.
It's the bravery and the boldness we spoke about pre-match, Chris, isn't it? 4-3-3, committing shirts forward.
Yep, and that's it. Michael Appleton, he wants them to play no matter the pressure they're under, and they've shown real good quality. And I think they've managed the game. I think they've went on top, they got the goal, then they set a little bit deeper, allow Forest to kind of come into it. And to be fair, I think it's a dangerous game to play, but you're not going to have it all your own way. I think going in at 1-0, I think Michael Appleton will be delighted with that. They can go again, that's what I'm expecting to see. But again, Forest have the quality. Will there be changes? But yeah, it's been a fantastic game of football, Dan. 11
changes for Forest. The impact that will have, should have, may have. Have Forest lacked fluency? Have they lacked a little cohesion for you, Chris?
No, well, you say that. I think it's just taking that extra touch. Players that maybe aren't up to kind of match sharpness. I think
aren't doing it every few days.
Yeah, and because what I will say is, I think Blackpool have been excellent without the ball. They go and they press that front 5-6. They go and harry. So Forest are playing well, they're using it, they're playing through the thirds, but as soon as they take that extra touch, which has happened too many times, they get punished for it. And because Blackpool are good in that transition, they're on the back foot, but they have grown into the match. They have created some great opportunities. The Emmanuel Dennis one off the crossbar was an excellent bit of individual
chance. Nico Williams, good save from Maxwell.
Surridge has to do better. Nico Williams a little bit close to Maxwell, who I think's been excellent in the Blackpool goal, but they are a threat. They have quality. So that's exactly what Michael Appleton will be saying to his players. You've managed the game well, you've shown real bravery, real composure, real good quality, winning possession and without the ball as well. But you know what? Don't give them too much respect. Don't allow them to influence the match too much. You've still keep that high line, that high defensive line, and that'll push and do the job in the midfield and attacking areas as well.
Stroke of half time, yellow card for Jack Colback.
Red card all day long for me.
Is he a lucky boy? I'll put it like this: he went in pretty firmly on Husband, didn't he?
Well, I'm looking at the referee's reaction, and
you think it's a red?
I think it's a red card. You look at the player's reaction, you look at the body language, you look at how Colback
was he out of control? Was he?
Well, it was too far. I think he's done really well. He's drove through 2 tangerine shots. The ball is a little bit away. He's never going to get there. He throws everything at it. He's already committed. He already knows he's going to make the challenge. It's high challenge. It's a red card. The player's reaction, the Blackpool player's reaction, Colback's reaction says it all for me.
Back with Chris and Mark in a bit, boys. Thank you very much. Half time at Bloomfield Road here on FA Cup Game Day Live on Talksport 2. Could have a shock for you. Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League. FA Cup Live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Getting that brand new car you've been saving up for? It's a leap that can have you going from...
Oh, how amazing is this?
To...
Who are these clowns on the road?
Don't worry. Churchill is here to help keep you chilled. Oh yes. Our uninsured driver promise means that if you're involved in an accident with an uninsured driver that isn't your fault, your no-claim discount won't be affected. Enjoy the leap into your new wheels with Churchill. With comprehensive cover, registration number, make and model of the other car is required to make a claim.
With TalkTalk, you can speed up and spend less on broadband in 2023. Out of contract on superfast fibre? Double your speed and save on average £125 over 18 months by upgrading to TalkTalk Full Fibre 150. That's just £29.95 a month plus no setup fees. Search TalkTalk Full Fibre for deals that make sense. TalkTalk. CPI plus 3.7% annual increase from April 2023, subject to local availability. Average saving on Full Fibre 150 versus major competitors publicly available out of contract. Standard Fibre 65 equivalent only on 21st October.
At Morrison's, we're making our savers range bigger and prices smaller to help your pennies go further. So, for yawning morning breakfast savers, a white sliced loaf is now only 39p, marmalade is 33p, and orange juice is 75p. Save every day with Morrison's Savers. Majority of stores subject to availability. Online varies. See online for details.
FA Cup Live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the EFL.
Once we're done at Bloomfield Road, we'll be off to West London to the G-Tech Community Stadium. Not sure how much more capital punishment David Moyes can take in an emotional, draining week for the football club. West Ham go to an informed Brentford in the third round of the FA Cup. As I said, live here, Talksport 2, 5:30. Game comes, just over a week on from the Bees beating the Hammers in the Premier League. Our commentary team in place for later on, Alex Crook and the former West Ham frontman David Connolly. The boys join me now. Afternoon, chaps. How are we?
Good afternoon. We're good.
West Ham winless in 6. We'll hope a midweek draw at Leeds, Dave Connolly, sparks them into life. David Moyes has called cup progression important.
Yes, and look, I think they're going to go with a strong side from what I can hear. I think Brentford might be much changed, but certainly I think he's going to go strong because he knows, look, they got a little bit of confidence from that result against Leeds. I thought Leeds scored 2 great goals, but nonetheless, Scamacca got off the mark first time in a little while. Terrific finish, so I think they're going to be strong here, and I think they'll have to play well, even if Brentford are much changed. And to be honest, I mean, Alex will tell you, at the London Stadium, they were pretty good, West Ham, barring, one throw. Once they got the goal, it was pretty difficult for the Hammers after that. So I think if they can put in another decent performance like they have been doing, and maybe they just haven't quite got the results, maybe that the players deserve, West Ham.
Brentford rotating then, it sounds like, Alex, but excellent last Monday against Liverpool. Those that do play having to replicate those same levels.
Yeah, they have a point to prove, won't they? Particularly in the case of the goalkeeper, because I think it's widely expected that Tomas Strakosha, the Albanian, will be between the posts replacing David Raya. He's looking for a move in January potentially because he simply hasn't played the volume of football that he expected. This is a guy who's made over 200 appearances in Serie A for Lazio, someone who was on the radar of Manchester United last summer before coming to Brentford, so you can probably understand his frustration, but that just shows the strength in depth that Brentford have at the moment. I don't think Ivan Toney will be risked tonight. The word I'm getting is that the next Premier League game will be his comeback from that injury suffered against West Ham. It looked like it could be a serious one at the time. Luckily for Brentford, it isn't. That brings Johan Wissa, scored a goal against Liverpool in that 3-1 win live on Talksport, bang into contention. So I guess, like with a lot of these FA Cup ties up and down the country today, managers making changes, and it's up to those fringe players to come in and stake a claim.
And David Moyes saying, Dave, that the club could make moves in the January transfer window this month. That kind of slight change in tact on that one. The boss, we know, under pressure, and he'll be seeking big improvements. When he doesn't care where those improvements come. If they come in the cup, he'll hope that has a positive effect moving forward.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look, they went out against Gillingham, didn't they, on penalties? So, this is kind of it, right? With the Premier League, so they've got to give it a go. And also, they need a result. Obviously, they had the sad passing, didn't they, of one of the co-owners. I'm sure they'll want to, put on a bit of a performance because that, was big news, wasn't it, around the last game? And as it is here, I think he certainly needs a decent result. Because West Ham fans will come in their droves here, and the pressure is telling. Make no mistake, it doesn't matter what competition it is. You can say you've got to focus on the league. Well, what if you're really struggling in the league? You need something else for the fans to kind of cling on to. So some much needed good performance here, maybe victory, will certainly give them a little bit of confidence. And as I said, I think their performances, certainly the last couple of games that I've seen, have been pretty good.
David, Alex, go well. Thank you very much. Our commentary team in place at the G-Tech Community Stadium from 5:30 here on Talksport 2. Alex Crook, Dave Connolly calling Brentford against West Ham for you. Right, let's bring you the classified scores.
This is game day.
Half-time classifieds. The Emirates FA Cup.
Full times from earlier in the third round. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 2, Gillingham 0, Leicester 1, Preston 3, Huddersfield 1, Reading 2, Watford 0, Tottenham 1, Portsmouth 0. Half times Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Boreham Wood 0, Accrington Stanley 1, Bournemouth 1, Burnley 3, Chesterfield 3, West Brom 2, Fleetwood 1, QPR 1, Hull 0, Fulham 1, Ipswich 1, Rotherham 0, Middlesbrough 1, Brighton 2, Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2, Shrewsbury Town 0, Sunderland 0. A bunch of 5:30, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock starts. 5:30 live here on Talksport 2, Brentford take on West Ham. From 8 o'clock, don't forget, over on Talksport, full commentary of Liverpool against Wolves.
Sky Bet League One.
Half times in League One: Bolton 0, Plymouth 0, Cambridge 1, Bristol Rovers 2, Charlton 2, Lincoln City 0, Morecambe 1, Cheltenham Town 1.
Sky Bet League 2.
Full time from earlier, Salford City 2, Northampton Town 1, half times. Crewe 0, AFC Wimbledon 0, Harrogate Town 0, Colchester 2, Lake Norient 0, Doncaster Rovers 0, Mansfield Town 2, Barrow 1, Rochdale 1, Newport County 0, Tranmere Rovers 1, Sutton United 1.
The Vanarama National League.
Couple of postponed games. Aldershot, Chesterfield off. Altrincham, Bromley off as well. Half times. Aldershot Town 0, Notts County 1, Barnet 0, Gateshead 0, Dagenham Redbridge 0, Woking 2, Dorking Wanderers 1, Oldham Athletic 3, Scunthorpe United 1, Maidenhead United 0, Southend 1, Solihull Moors 0, Torquay 0, Halifax Town 0, Wildstone 1, Eastleigh 1, York City 3, Maidstone United 1.
The Scottish Premiership.
And half times in the Scottish Premiership: Aberdeen 0, St Johnstone 0, Celtic 1, Kilmarnock 0, Ross County 0, Livingston 0, St Mirren 1, Hearts 0. Right, let's take a look at the half-time highlights with Carling.
FA Cup half-time highlights on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Nico Williams has nicked it off him and he's driving towards the edge of the area. He's got it on his left foot. If he wants to hit it, he does, and he pulls it just wide. Ball falls on the volley. It's not cleared. It's fired in. And it's a goal from close range. Blackpool have the goal, and it's Marvin Ekpiteta. Dennis has got it inside the area, though. Ball going back the other way. Nico Williams is arriving. Dennis goes for the shot. Curler from a really acute angle, and it rattles the crossbar. There was nothing on there for Emmanuel Dennis. Surridge goes past his man into the area, in on goal, and he puts it wide into the side netting. Here now is Scarpa, left-footed shot, falls to Nico Williams, lashes it. Great save, Maxwell.
Blackpool from the Championship in front at half-time then. That was all thanks to Carling. We're made by our mates. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
FA Cup half-time highlights on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Jamie O'Hara and Gary Bonglehor over on Talksport, taking your calls from 5:30 03717 223344 from 5:30 here on Talksport. 2 more action from the third round of the FA Cup, Brentford West Ham with Alex Crook and David Connolly. Looking forward to that action later on here on FA Cup Game Day Live on Talksport. So let's get back up to Bloomfield Road in the northwest ahead of the second half and chat with our match summarise, the former Scotland international Chris Owellamo. I just wonder if Steve Cooper gives it 10-15 minutes. I mean, Brennan Johnson would be a pretty obvious choice to introduce at some point if you're chasing the game, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. I think I done that game last season. He got 2 here in the league, so yeah,
he was scoring against everyone back in, wasn't he?
To be fair, that's not a bad point. Yeah, fantastic talent. You know, I think they have got a strong bench, players that can come on and influence the game. So yeah, I think you're right. Probably 10-15 minutes and see how it goes. But like you say, they were growing stronger the longer that first half went on. So I think I'm expecting to see Blackpool do the exact same as how they started the game. Go high press, high intensity, use the ball well, and then manage the game. And then manage the game a little bit better.
They'll say, though, Steve Cooper, we'd be patient in possession, we use the ball better, let's not force it, let's not chase the game, let's not go long and play into Blackpool's hands. Our quality should show if we make better decisions second half.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think that's what it's all about. You know, go out there, I think showcase what you're about, but it's all about decision making, move the ball quicker. I think that's what it is. Taking too many touches they were getting punished for, and that's down to how good Blackpool have been with and without the ball. But they definitely have caused problems themselves when in possession and going forward in numbers as well.
That was the whistle. Let's bring the second half. Chris Owellamo alongside Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Dan. Early free kick for Blackpool after Emmanuel Dennis bundled over the defender. Lions over on the far side. Chris Owellamo, was that a missed header there? The beach ball came flying your way.
Hit
on the head.
Was it in the head? That's what's live on there.
It looked like you missed the target to me.
Yeah, bottom corner. Did you not see that?
I'll tell you what, if I'd have knocked your cup of tea over, there'd have been trouble. 1-0 Blackpool lead here. Need that cup of tea as well. It's bitterly cold up here on the northwest coast of England, but Blackpool lead by 1-0. Marvin Ekpiteta with the goal. No changes at half-time. We'll run you through the 11s in a moment. Blackpool working it down there, right-hand side. Colback, who's on a booking, makes a good challenge. Ball breaks to Lavery on this near side. O'Brien makes a tackle. And the ball vanishes behind the Forest fans as it's whipped in from the Blackpool right-hand side. And another cross comes in towards the far post. Hamilton eased away from it. Scarpa on the break for Forest. Bit of a fortunate touch there, finds O'Brien. O'Brien now works his way inside the final third. Dennis now advancing in on goal. Looks to slide the cross in. It'll fall back here for Toffolo. Toffolo's got the ball into O'Brien. Wants it back. Dennis waits edge of the area on his right foot. Goes drop of the shoulder. Back on his right foot and blasted over the top. That was half a chance for Nottingham Forest. It's behind for a goal kick.
Did you not think Scarpa meant that little touch in the middle of it?
Did he? Okay. Excellent touch there.
I was unsure as well, but it's fantastic bit of quality. Have to do better there. Three Forest shots there. Emmanuel Dennis trying to do what he done in the first half, bring it onto the right and what that top right hand corner.
Maxwell in goal then for Blackpool. A back four of Lyons, Ekpiteta, Thornley and Husband. It's Poveda, Patino and Carey across the middle with CJ Hamilton, Jake Beasley, Shane Lavery in an advanced three for Blackpool. For Forest then, remember, 11 changes from their win at Southampton. Hennessy comes in goal. It's Williams, Cook, McKenna and Toffolo the back four. Colback, O'Brien and Fuster making his senior debut in midfield for Forest. Scarpa, the new signing, his first start. And Surridge and Dennis up top for Nottingham Forest, who have got plenty of strength on the bench. The likes of Brennan Johnson is on there should he be needed for Steve Cooper, whose side are behind, but they had some great chances in that first half. They hit the woodwork. They forced Maxwell into a couple of saves and could have done better on a couple of other occasions. But we're almost 3 minutes into the second half here on Talksport 2. Reminder that Brentford West Ham, that'll be accompanying us on the way home. Chris will listen to that on Talksport 2 with Alex Crook and David Connolly. Big game, that all Premier League affair. Plenty more live commentaries to come as well, as Forest at the moment are just being pushed back towards their own goal.
Doing the exact same. You know, I think yeah, one thing, come out, try and play through the thirds, move the ball across the defence, but you can't take too many touches, especially when you're up against an organised unit that's going to come and press. Again, they weren't going anywhere. Be brave, get turned, take your man on. If you 1v1, go back. You know, try move. You've got to move into that area, or you've got to take your man on, create that space.
Colback, who was fortunate not to see red at the end of the first half for a robust tackle on James Husband. Long ball forward from Maxwell. Hamilton the targets, headed away by Nico Williams on the far side. Bit of head tennis ensues. Williams brave there. Now Blackpool looking to win it back, but it's won nicely. And here is O'Brien on the half turn. Lavery's tracking back. Lavery showed his pace to get back and just get in front of the midfielder, but the ball works its way now to Scarpa. Looking to go on his left foot. Falls to O'Brien. He might hit it. No, he slides a lovely pass to Toffolo. Toffolo blazes across goal, and he just needed a little bit more composure there. Harry Toffolo. It's out for a Blackpool throw-in.
Well, again, it was good break, wasn't it? I think O'Brien and Scarpa linking up very well. Scarpa's took another shot on, by the way. It came to O'Brien. I think he could have possibly taken it as well. Ball was sitting at a nice height. Puts Toffolo in. He has to just put it across the floor. Puts it across the floor, and like you say, Surridge and Emmanuel Dennis is in there, but he's lifted it. No reason to lift it there and get your foot under it.
Well, it's 1-0 here on FA Cup third round day. I can tell you that it's Ipswich 1, Rotherham 1. Connor Washington has equalised from a penalty spot there. Morecambe are 2-1 up against Cheltenham. Kieran Phillips with a goal. And the ball now here with Scarpa, I think has shown enough on his full debut to say that he's going to be a real threat for Forest for the rest of the season. Here now is Dennis, who's been busy. Dennis gets the ball away over on the Nottingham Forest right-hand side. They're looking to work an opening. Eventually, it's going to be defended over on that far side, and it's cleared away, and it was good work from Blackpool to win the throw-in. Interesting one, Emmanuel Dennis. We've obviously seen what he can do at Watford, Chris. You know, the rumours are what they are, that he might be on the move. There's got to be a few suitors for him, haven't there?
Yeah, you know what, really impressed with him. You know, I think without the ball as well, I think his character's definitely been questioned, you know, with the contacts that I have at Watford. Very much was looking for the move, wanted to move. But again, knew that he had to kind of showcase what he was all about to get that move. So again, it's a test of character, but for me, yeah, he can bring a lot. Surprisingly enough,
well, here he is again down the right-hand side of the penalty area. He's got Scarpa with him, but he didn't use him on that occasion. And now he has to go back to midway inside the Blackpool half. So Blackpool 1-0. Here now Forward goes Colback, gets it out wide. A chance now for Dennis to put the cross in. Surridge waits in the middle with Toffolo. If the delivery comes one way, then the other, they get to the byline into the area. Pulls it back, chance put over the top. Surridge couldn't keep it down. And it's blazed over the top from close in, but that was better from Forest. 6 gone second half, still Blackpool 1, Forest 0.
No, it has to be in the back of the net. So it surely has to do get that on target, and like you say, Maxwell can't do anything about it. You know, I think Emmanuel Dennis, he had 3 players against him there, moved the ball well, got himself running across the kind of goal line there, and then he's cut it back. Excellent ball, excellent bit of quality from Emmanuel Dennis. You know, it's one of them. Steve Cooples came out and said that it's all nonsense. I think he could do a job, definitely, with the quality that he's got.
Well, here Blackpool just cleared away after Surridge's flick header was not quite on target. Paveda sprinting down the right-hand side. O'Brien out muscles him though, and then O'Brien gets it away to Colback. And the ball given away. CJ Hamilton will pick it up, and he is quick now, and he's got support with him. He blazes down the left-hand side, looks to pull it back. Good challenge goes in from Cook. Ball out for a throw-in on the far side. Forrest just a little bit guilty there in possession.
Yeah, you know, look forward. You know, too many times and far too guilty of just trying to play it sideways all the time, you know, especially in that defence.
Well, here come Blackpool, edge of the area. They're going to have a shot deflected, and thankfully for Forest, it fell to Toffolo 6 yards out. Then the challenge comes in from about 35 yards out from goal, and in the end, Hennessy had to go and collect it. Bournemouth have got a goal back against Burnley. It's Bournemouth 2, Burnley 3. Dominic Solanke with a second goal for Bournemouth. It's Mansfield 2, Barrow 2 in the EFL. And the ball now with Nottingham Forest, who are chasing an equaliser, but the wrong end of the field for them. They've got it over on the far side with Williams. And he now gets it away to Fuster. Not really got anywhere to go, so he has to go back to Cook. He'll go back to his goalkeeper. We mentioned it on Talksport 2 tonight, Brentford West Ham. We round off the day with yet another Talksport commentary game from the FA Cup third round. Liverpool Wolves, 8 o'clock tonight. Faye Carruthers is with Adam Bridge and Mickey Gray, our commentary team there. Forest not really doing anything at the moment. They're struggling to get out of their own half at the moment, to such an extent that Dennis has gone 10-15 yards inside his own area. Then he's producing the step overs, gets it away on halfway. There's room out wide for Toffolo, advances forward. Ball will beat him into touch.
He's got to take that on the full mark. We can see that there as well. You know, I think Colback just changes play, but Forest, yeah, they're very patient with it. Too many touches in the defensive and middle third. No wonder Emmanuel Dennis is coming as deep as he is. Get hold of the ball. They have plenty of opportunities to get it into the attacking third with the likes of Surridge and Emmanuel Dennis. And to be fair, Sapo's wanting the ball all the time. You know, every time that they've got good possession.
Well, there's a ball over the top at the other end, and Beasley was after it, but in the end, McKenna did well. And the ball is back with Hennessy. Cracking doubleheader tomorrow. Cardiff Leeds from 2 o'clock and Manchester City against Chelsea from 4:30. Adrian Durham in the chair for that one. And we round off the FA Cup weekend on Monday night. Oxford against Arsenal. Live on Talksport. Adrian is joined by Jim Proudfoot, the former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Carabao Cup action. So much live sport across the Talksport network over the next week or so. Make sure you've got the app free and available in all the usual places. Blackpool lead by 1-0. Ball played over the top by Forest. Maxwell alert and balls it out quickly and forward. Come Blackpool again down there, right-hand side. Andy Lyons on his Blackpool debut wins the throw-in. Down below as O'Brien retrieves the ball. Gives it to Lyons and we play on. 10 gone second half. Mark Wilson with Chris Uwalumo, the former Scotland international. And the ball on the halfway line. Blackpool coming forward again.
Blackpool, they look comfortable. You know, I think at the minute, you know, they're defending well. When they get the ball, they're not hurrying it. They're using it, keeping possession. And if anything, they're going forward in better numbers as well. At the minute, Forest a little bit kind of disconnect. You know, that front four. You know, there's a definite space between the holding midfielders. They have to that defensive line needs to step up.
Ball played forward for Hamilton, cut out by Williams, who advances infield into the centre circle. Dennis, that's a nice flick to O'Brien. Finds Toffolo. Toffolo, has he got the pace to get into the area? He just hesitated. He's got it wide on the left, pulls it back, chance, and just put wide by O'Brien. That was inches wide. He beats the ground in frustration. Well, that was a Huddersfield Town Joe, the former Huddersfield Town Joe, linking up nicely there. Toffolo with the ball in, and O'Brien should have hit the target.
Yeah, he hits the target there. I think Maxwell was beaten, wasn't he? You know, I think it just kept on just steering right and just missed the right hand post, isn't it? So it's fantastic energy as well. Great little touch from Emmanuel Dennis. Toffolo, we know that he brings that energy bombing forward. Never had the legs to get away from his man, but still got the cross in, which was important, and O'Brien in the middle.
It's one of those, you felt if he'd just nudged it into the area, the defender couldn't get in, could he?
Spot on.
Didn't quite have the confidence there, Toffolo. Ball played forward by Blackpool. The rain swirling around us here in the northwest of England. Forest chasing an equaliser. Blackpool leading by a goal to nil. Not 1 in 9, remember, Blackpool. A lot of draws in their recent form line, 4 in their last 5.
And I'm surprised with the performances that I'm seeing. You know, the energy levels, only 2 changes been made, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, last time I was here, they won 4-2. Well, they could be in trouble here because the ball's been won high up the field by Scarpa. Lays it through to Dennison on goal. He's missed. Block falls back to O'Brien. Cleared. 6 yards out. Marvin Ekpiteta slides in and puts studs on it that sends it behind. But Dennis there with a gilt-edged opportunity to put Forest level, and he fluffs his lines.
Well, I've got to say, I think Dennis there, Scarpa again, excellent way to pass to Dennis. I think he beat Maxwell. I think it was Thornley that's made the block, and Ekpiteta that's made the block for the shot from distance there. But that's what it is. The 3 of them just threw themselves at the ball when it fell to defeat Emmanuel Dennis there.
Here's a corner for Forest. Whipped in, dangerous ball in. Great header away by Thornley. All the way up to Colback on the centre circle. He now switches plays, looking out wide. Dennis is on the left, threatening to make a run. Instead of go to Toffolo. Toffolo looks for the give and go, but good defending from Husband, and it's out. We're going to see our first change of the day, and here's a change for the home side, and it is going to see the withdrawal of Jake Beasley, and it's Jerry Yates who comes on. 9 goals for him in the Championship this season, so Jerry Yates comes on. So an attacking change from Michael Appleton, and Beasley, who started brightly, never really managed to get himself involved, has he, in the second part of this game so far?
Yeah, again, it takes a lot out of you. You know, I think without the ball as well, you've got to go and press. You know, but again, the Jerry Yates coming on. There's another player that has that kind of presence. You know, mobility, scores goals. You know, so it's another thorn in the side for McKenna and Cook.
Certainly is. Ball headed forward. Forest coming forward time after time here. You get the feeling it's a matter of time before we get an equaliser. I certainly do, as McKenna has it on this near side. Cook in the centre circle. Yates is hustling and harrying. Not scored in 9, Jerry Yates. As the ball played forward towards Surridge, who cushions the header down for Toffolo. Toffolo to Surridge. Surridge gets it into O'Brien. Toffolo one way, Dennis the other. It'll fall to Scarpa now onto his left foot, fires it over the top. Well, if you play your fantasy football, you're looking for a midfielder who likes to shoot, you might want to start looking at this fella, because he shoots every single time he gets here, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it at all. You know, his close control, his awareness, the positions that he picks up are outstanding. That was fantastic bit of quality. Again, Surridge being that outlet, just cushions the header into Toffolo, gets it back, finds O'Brien, and like you say, I think O'Brien can do a little bit more there. You know, release the ball a little bit earlier, but there's a lot of room to run into. Can actually run in straight into the 18-yard box and then commit the defender, and then release the likes of Scarpa there.
Well, speaking of midfielders who don't mind a shot, what about the World Cup winner Alexis McAllister? He has got a third for Brighton. They're 3-1 up at Middlesbrough. Here it's 1-0, but forward again come Nottingham Forest, chasing the equaliser. Brentford, West Ham, Liverpool, Wolves to come across the Talksport network later on this evening. Ball played forward, it comes off the head of Thornley, and it's all the way back to Maxwell. We welcome along our listeners in the USA and Canada and our partner station Sirius XM-FC. Welcome along. Hope you're enjoying the FA Cup third round. Blackpool in front against Nottingham Forest, and now Blackpool are looking to get in down the side. Hamilton is quick but can't get the better of Cook, who just had a first run on him really. Ball played up, holds up on halfway, cleared forward by Blackpool. Pervader picks it up on halfway. Nice first touch. Ball played in again for Hamilton. Pervader might pick this up 25 yards out from goal. Rides a challenge. He's got it here. Moves it on his right foot. He's going to have a shot. And it's just landed on the roof of the net. That was inches away from a second goal.
Outstanding effort. I think the energy, the touch, the quality, the movement. And all of a sudden he's taken it. He's got so much to do there, but he struck it so well. I think Hennessy had it covered, in fairness, but it's basically came down on the roof of the netting at the goal. So just over the bar, but then it just the netting stopped the movement of the ball. They are so close, but excellent quality from Pervader.
It was still 1-0 here, been a 6th goal at Bournemouth, and it's Burnley who lead by 4-2. Manuel Benson on the scoreboard again for Vincent Kompany's men, and Forest just not being able to get out of their own half in this little spell here. Can't say Colchester are 3-0 up at Harrogate.
Well, I think we've got to give Michael Appleton, the substitution, Yates coming on. I think that has changed the kind of flow of the game. Forest were growing in it. It's attack, chance after chance, a couple of blocks. Nice save from Maxwell. But again, that attacking player straight away says, what does it say to the players? Yeah, we're going for another. You know what I mean? Just step up, higher lines, defensive. I think, you know what? Again, the ball's in the game's in Blackpool's favour.
It certainly is. Talksport Breakfast returns on Monday from 6 a.m. with Laura Woods, Ali McCoy, and Jamie O'Hara will be joining them from 8. They'll be reacting to all the FA Cup action and looking ahead to Oxford against Arsenal on Monday night. That's Talksport Breakfast, back from 6 a.m. on Monday on Talksport. Ball with Toffolo, finds Dennis, who's wide on the left, challenged by Pervader, who's worked really hard. Pervader, good run from Colback. They didn't see it there. Toffolo wasn't quite ready for the quick throw in, and Colback's run went to waste. Toffolo has it on the near side. He's done well to win himself another throw in there. Midway inside the Blackpool half. 27 remaining on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson, Chris Uolumo and Dan Windle with you this afternoon. We've got team news from Brentford against West Ham shortly, as McKenna tried to head it back to his goalkeeper Hennessy and didn't head it hard enough, so he had to pass it back to him, and Hennessy just thumps it forward. But I think it's fair to say, back pass given away. Jerry Yates is in down the left hand side. Can he open up the shot? Squares it, big chance, must be a second, and it is. Pervader scores. Blackpool double their lead. Awful from Nottingham Forest. They gave the ball away. Yates picks it up, squares it unselfishly, and it's tapped in. It's Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 0.
Yeah, well, it's a terrible mistake from Nico Williams there. Passes the ball back. Jerry Yates is in a offside position, but he's just coming back from pressing the ball. I've got to say, Jerry Yates, how selfless is he there? By the way, because I'm thinking he's got to go for goal. That's what he brings, but again, sees Pervader, fires the ball across and takes a touch, doesn't even take it first time, but then steals it into the back of the net. Excellent goal.
It's only his second career goal, Ian Pervader. Started off as a youngster at Manchester City. He made his way to Leeds. He was on loan at Blackburn last year, where he got a goal. Also got that horrible injury, of course, with his back, and he's worked his socks off. He's got a yellow card for taking his shirt off. I don't think he cares one bit. He scored in the FA Cup, and Blackpool have taken a huge step nearer to the place in the 4th round.
I know it's the rules, but referee, come on, it's just about using some common sense. But it's like you say, it was coming. I think that substitution from Michael Appleton, bringing Jerry Yates on, just gives the players that confidence, that belief. You know what? The manager wants us to go and get a second, and that's exactly what they've done.
65 on the clock, and it is Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 0. And that was an awful goal for Nottingham Forest to concede. They've been way on top second half, but an awful pass back, and Yates couldn't believe his luck. And I'm with you, Chris, very unselfish. You'd have forgiven him for having a shot, but he had the presence of mind to look up, see his teammate arriving, and put it literally on a plate for him.
In a better position, guarantees a goal, or is it, you know what I mean? It's fantastic striker play, isn't it? For one, just having that little bit of luck. He's pressed, he's put the pressure on the likes of Hennessy there to kind of the distribution. Nico Williams, I don't know what he's doing, first time passing it back the way that he did, but like you say, they were punished. It just shows you this Blackpool side have had the bit between their teeth from the get-go, but the quality that I've seen, shouldn't be where they are in the league.
I'm thinking exactly the same, Chris. I was here when they beat Preston 4-2. I'm here today, they're leading Nottingham Forest by 2-0, and in between they've won one game. But they are good, they're easy on the eye, they work hard. But they've got to defend now from this corner for Nottingham Forest, and again the referee's in there just barking out. Look at the body, there must be at least 12, 14 players in the 6-yard box here. It's going to be swung in. The referee again is barking out the orders. 24 minutes remaining on Talksport 2. We've not had any shocks really. This wouldn't be a massive shock, but it still will be a championship team struggling against a Premier League team.
This is coming to the edge of the box, you know. Well, it was for Nico Williams to...
Well, they've squared it wide. Now they put the cross into the area. It's cleared away by Pateta. Ball will be kept in down this near side. McKenna, can he work an opening? He's got it back, but it's cleared away by Blackpool, who've won a throw-in as well. And now we're going to see more changes from Michael Appleton. And he is going to take off Charlie Patino, the Arsenal loanee, is making his way off. Kenny Dougal is coming on. Patino, not at his best today. Not seen as much of the ball as he would have liked, but he makes his way off. And Kenny Dougal, an experienced campaigner, comes on, hoping to see out the remainder of this game.
I think it's one of them, Mark, as well. You know, sometimes you have to kind of sacrifice that ball playing for doing the hard work and hard graft off the ball. And I think without the ball, I think he's really ticked that box. You know what I mean? Maybe passed it on and you just see those little touches, but it's his positioning as well that we've got to give him credit for. And like you say, they're 2-0 up in a game that they thoroughly deserve to be.
Yeah, such a pivotal goal that. As Forest, who were really on top but couldn't quite fashion an equaliser. You think about that chance for Emmanuel Dennis. This is a foul on the far side, and that's a free kick.
If you think about it, two individual errors, and they've been punished 2 goals. You know, Nico Williams and Harry Toffolo with the defensive header. That's actually was an excellent header in the attacking sense.
It was indeed. And the ball with Forest coming forward in there. Dark blue change strip now. They've got it wide on the right. They're going to whistle the ball in. Here's Surridge. Can he turn? No. His first touch wasn't the worst, but he didn't quite get the chance to turn. They were all over in Blackpool, and now Blackpool are rushing out, hoping to get high up the field. They'll play it over the top, but Poveda was going one way. The ball went the other, and Forest get it back. They've got 22 minutes to turn this one around, Chris, but you'd have to say at the moment, Blackpool look reasonably comfortable.
No, they do. I've got to say there, I think that's something that Poveda can bring to his game as well. You know, Thornley's got the ball, got the head up. Can he go in behind? Poveda's always wanting the ball to feet, which is not a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Well, here's a chance for the cross in, a chance for Surridge, 6 yards out, side foots it, grazes the crossbar as it goes over. Now that was meat and drink to a centre forward. He's got to score. He hits the target, he does score. He's hit the frame and put it over the top.
Yeah, well, like you say, there's just he's unmarked. He knows he's watching the ball all the way, and it's just the connection. I know it is bouncing as it's coming to him, but he has that quality. That should be in the back of the net. It should be 2-1, and he's had 2 similar opportunities, and he knows, you know by the body language when he's scratching his head, that he knows he needs to do better there. That has to be in the back of the net. Massive opportunity there.
Still 2-0 earlier on. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 2, Gillingham 0, Leicester 1, Preston 3, Huddersfield 1, Reading 2, Watford 0, Spurs 1, Portsmouth 0. Currently Boreham Wood 0, Accrington 1, Bournemouth 2, Burnley 4. Could be a big shock on the cards. Chesterfield 3, West Bromwich Albion 2. Albion twice in front in that game as well. And Fleetwood have turned it round against Queen's Park Rangers. They lead by 2-1. Still Hull 0, Fulham 1, Ipswich 1, Rotherham 1, Middlesbrough 1, Brighton 3, Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2. And it's goalless Shrewsbury against Sunderland. 2 more live commentaries from the FA Cup today on Talksport 2, 5:30, Brentford West Ham. Alex Crook and David Connolly will have team news from there imminently. And we will round off today Liverpool Wolves as Poveda, the goal scorer, going forward, puts in a great ball, big chance for Yates. Why doesn't he slide in? He's inches away from turning it in. Surely if he'd got something on it, that would have been a goal.
What a ball from Poveda there as well, right in between the last defender and goalkeeper.
Well, here they come again. They're going to lash it across goal, and he's fired in. CJ Hamilton has fired Blackpool into the 4th round of the FA Cup. Pervader's crossing, evaded. Yates at the far side. Hamilton picks it up and he lashes it past Hennessy. It's Blackpool 3, Forest 0.
Well, from that ball, goes out to the back end. CJ Hamilton kept it alive. Just direct, isn't he? You know, just drove at his players, created the angle. What a finish! You know, you have to have a look at it again when we get the chance. But like you say, I'm looking at Wayne Hennessy there. He struck it low and hard. You know, into the bottom right hand corner. You know, can keeper do more? Struck it very, very well though, didn't he?
Great strike for CJ Hamilton. Likes playing in front of Talksport 2. He scored against Preston when we were here in October, and he scored again today. And he blasted that in. Such a well taken strike. Hennessy stood still, and Blackpool lead Forest by 3-0. And the Forest fans around us, they're not happy, Chris. This has been a bit of a second half capitulation.
No, well, understandably so. You know, I think you know that Blackpool are going to come out with that same intensity, same endeavour, and they've been found short, haven't they? You know, you think about it. You know, the individual error there, Pervader, Yates. Another opportunity, doesn't go missing. They don't defend their areas, don't get back in, and then CJ Hamilton with an excellent finish, 3-0 up, and I've got to say, thoroughly deserved to be.
Yeah, and again you go back to that chance Emmanuel Dennis had at 1-0.
Sturridge had 60 seconds ago.
Chances, they've had plenty of them. I'm sure when we hear from Steve Cooper after the game, he'll be happy with certain aspects, but there'll be a lot he'll be unhappy with. And the ball being played out round at the back by Forest, who you'll hear in action on Wednesday night, of course, in the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Joe Shannon will be alongside Chris for that one on Wednesday on Talksport 2. As Blackpool want a fourth, they're coming forward. Pervader looked like he was pulled down by Colback.
The referee saying play on.
Well, Colback is playing on, and here forward come Nottingham Forest now. Can they get one? They need 3 at least, and they're going to have a shot from the edge of the area, and in the end it is well wide. And in the midst of that third goal, Brendan Johnson has come on for Nottingham Forest, and it was he who fired the ball wide. Yeah, you know what, a player with good quality. It was his excellent ball that he's cut it back to Sturridge earlier. You know what, so it's too much to do now, Mark. Too much to do. You know, 3-0 down. It's all about getting that next goal and just trying to kind of get something out of the match and see where it takes you. But this Blackpool side are organised without the ball. With the ball, they're an absolute threat. It is 3-0 here. Mark Wilson and Chris Uolumo. And forward come Blackpool again. Hamilton has slipped his man. Waiting in the middle is Lavery. Ball won't quite come in just yet. Pervader, well, he tricked himself there, ended up falling over the ball, and it's out for a throw in Nottingham Forest. But I'm not even sure the fans around us think that they will turn this around, Nottingham Forest now. Well, there was a lot left as soon as that third goal went in, but you can see the faces, the Blackpool players, the Pervader, he's enjoying being out there, just the touches, taking too many touches, but be ruthless. You know, go get a fourth, manage the game, don't concede. You know, take this form into the league. It's important. Forest fans getting a little bit irate that they're just passing the ball between themselves inside their own half. Sturridge gets it forward looking for Johnson. That's been their issue from the get-go. You know, I think playing, we want them playing out from the back and playing through the thirds. Yeah, but play with a purpose, move the ball quicker. Too many touches right across the back four today, and it allowed Blackpool to get into position, go and win the ball back, and then obviously pick you off because they've got you outnumbered because you're overcommitted. Here now the ball coming forward. Scarpa's going to have a shot again. It loops up. Maxwell should catch it comfortably, and he does. You are listening to Blackpool versus Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup live on Talksport 2 with Carling. The UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Well, it's been a long time between drinks for Blackpool. 9 without a win for them, but surely now they're going to get a win here. They've still got a little bit more work to do as Sturridge tries to get in behind Lyons. The ball did bounce up and hit his hand on the edge of the area, but the referee happy. That was completely accidental. And he waves play on. Still Blackpool 3, Nottingham Forest 0. 15 minutes left. Chris Uolumo. On this performance, seriously, you wouldn't know who was a Premier League team and who not. No, you're spot on. You're spot on. I do have to say, you've already kind of
alluded to it about with Steve Cooper. They've had more than enough chances to be very much in this game or ahead. Nottingham Forest, and that, I guess that's the positives you got to look at. You look at the negatives, the goals that they conceded, the way that they've been caught out in the defensive areas. You know, playing in the Premier League, they'll get punished if they do this out from the back. Play direct, play forward when you can, move the ball at a quicker pace. But like you say, I think without the ball as well, Blackpool have been an absolute. I mean, with the ball, Blackpool have been a joy, but Forest have been a little bit disjointed at times as well. You know, because it's the position between players, position between the defensive lines. It's just been far too fast.
It has indeed. There's an injury here. Is it Nico Williams that's down over on the far side? It is a Forest player down getting treatment over on that far side. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. Most of the Blackpool players are getting a bit of refreshment on the far side, getting some words off their coach Michael Appleton, who will be delighted with this. So they've got some really tough games coming up. They go to Watford next up, home to Huddersfield. That's a big clash for them. Then they're away at Blackburn and Middlesbrough, so 3 really tough games, and then 1 massive game at home here against Huddersfield.
But this performance in itself, we'll say, you know what, he's good enough to go and get points. You know, the league form, yeah, I know it goes out the window in the cup, but you've got to get something. You've got to take something, confidence out of the way that you've been completely dominant today, Mark. They've been outstanding with and without the ball.
And what they need to do, they need to turn those draws, 4 draws in the last 5. If you turn 1 or 2 of those into wins, all of a sudden you're on a good run, aren't you?
100%.
Yeah, you're on a good run. For Forest, they arrived here in decent form, picked up that valuable away win in the Premier League, and maybe guilty that they've looked maybe ahead to Wednesday night.
11 too many changes, Mark. You know, it's one of them. You know, there is a game coming Wednesday. You go half and half. You know, it's Andy Reid was saying, you know, you change 3-4 players, the quality doesn't really change from the team that's starting week in, week out in the Premier League. But 11 changes.
Well, this on the other side is a change for Blackpool, and this is a bit of a bonus one for them. Morgan Rogers, a Manchester City loanee, joining midweek. He's out into the action. CJ Hamilton, scorer of the 3rd goal, has gone off. And this is a bonus, isn't it? He's only just come into the club. Give him 12, maybe 15 minutes at the end of this one. 3-0 up. Shows what you can do.
Well, that's it. He goes out. There's not really pressure on, but he'll still have a point to prove. He'll still want to show his manager that he's got the quality to influence a match, no matter the quality of the opposition. So, yes, you know, it's a perfect scenario for him.
It is indeed. Right, we're having a couple of substitutions here. We'll give you details of those in a moment, but let's get the team news ahead of the 5:30 kickoff. Brentford West Ham in the FA Cup, live on Talksport 2. Here's the teams with Alex Crook.
We were expecting West Ham to be significantly stronger than their host, and so it transpires. 7 alterations for Brentford from the side that beat Liverpool. Only me, Rorislev, Jensen and Wissa keep their places. Ivan Toney once again unavailable. No Brian and Burmo in the matchday squad either. Just the 3 alterations in contrast for West Ham. Johnson, Emerson and Ogbonna come in. Out goes Sofel, Kera and Skamaka.
Cheers, Alex. Looking forward to listening to that one on the way home here from Bloomfield Road, where it looks like Blackpool are cruising into the 4th round of the FA Cup. They lead Premier League Nottingham Forest by 3 goals to 0.
By the way. Oh, sorry.
No, you're all right. Nice ball out wide for Lions, who just got caught by Dennis. That'll be a free kick. And we've got 11 minutes remaining here.
Well, you're sitting saying how comfortable Blackpool are. There, Thornley's just took it. He's under pressure from Surridge and Scarpa as well. And he just finds the opposite fullback. You know, it's outstanding play. You know, you can see that they've been coached. You can see that they want to play. They've got a picture in their head that they've been outstanding today, Mark.
They have indeed. So here come the home side. Just a reminder that Morgan Rogers replaces CJ Hamilton, and Lloyd Embassou has replaced Nico Williams, who went off. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for him. There's Brennan Johnson wide on the right, and then, well, having lost possession, he pulls down the Blackpool player, gives away a free kick. More seconds eked out of it. It's been a very disappointing performance here. He's got himself booked, Brennan Johnson. That was just petulant.
Well, it was a silly foul to give away. I think his reaction, he had something to say to the referee when he received it as well. But he'll be frustrated. I think as soon as he's come on, they've went and conceded the third goal. He's sitting thinking, can I influence it? Can I get my goal? Can I create for others? Then all of a sudden now he'll feel like he's started the match, and if he experiences defeat today, and that's the negative effect that losing games can have on you.
Reminder elsewhere in the FA Cup. I'll give you those in a moment, the scores, because Blackpool are coming forward here and they're looking to try and add a fourth goal. That really would be an insult to Nottingham Forest, but Blackpool have it, and the cross comes in, and it almost a chance there for Yates. Hennessy just got there in the nick of time.
Yeah, you know what, it was a great little ball with the outside of the foot, I think, from Shane Lavery there. But like you say, Wayne Hennessy, good hands, came out, collected well, because if he never, Yates just put it in the back of the net.
They do. Here though is Rodgers, the debutant, now looking to curl in. A good ball, fisted in, but Hennessy's hands were good.
It's quality coming in from both flanks, isn't there? I think Yates, if anything, you've got to try and put a little bit more pressure on Hennessy, although it was right down the throat of Hennessy there. But excellent quality. But just look at Forest, Mark. Look at the way they're playing. Can they get the ball forward a little bit quicker into those attacking areas?
Can tell you there's been a couple of big goals in the FA Cup, and there's been a goal for Shrewsbury. Matt Pennington, former Everton player, scored against Sunderland. They lead by a 1-0, so Sunderland on the verge of being dumped out, but Boreham would have got an equaliser in their game with Accrington. 1-1 there going into the closing stages, as Blackpool just need to clear their lines here, and Lions will do just that. Alexis McAllister scored again. 4-1, so Brighton have got 4 at Everton in midweek. They've got 4 at Middlesbrough today. It's 4-1, the visitors lead. I can tell you Charn lead Lincoln by 2-1, and Barrow lead Mansfield by 3-2. Ball here with Surridge, who will look back on an afternoon of missed opportunities. There's a couple of good chances. Will he get another one here? The ball works its way towards this near side, and Ryan Yates, who's come on into the action, gets it away to Dennis. Dennis going towards goal now, works it onto his right foot, lays it back. Yates plays the ball out wide. Here's Toffolo now, looks for the give and go with Dennis. Dennis just comes back out of the penalty area. He's on the left-hand side, right on the corner of it. Can he work it? No, he can't. Lions out muscles him, then hammers it into the stand for a throw-in.
Just quality from Blackpool. They're not panicking. They're just making sure they're defending. They've got the positions. They're communicating. I think that ball can come in the box far early there from Dennis.
Yeah, well, he's got it again here, and again he's got a chance to put it in. Again he refuses. Toffolo's cross is blocked, and it's behind for a Nottingham Forest corner. 7 minutes remaining on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson, Chris Uwalumo and Dan Windle with you. Don't forget, we're going straight to the G-Tech after this one. Brentford against West Ham live on Talksport 2. Alex Crook and the former West Ham striker David Connolly. And we round off FA Cup third round Saturday on Talksport. Liverpool Wolves as the corner comes in. Maxwell was almost bundled into his own net as he clutched it from underneath the crossbar. We told you Boreham Wood had equalised. Liam and Lovu with a goal on 78 minutes. It's 1-1 there. Well, both of those be going into the hat for the next round. I can tell you Freddie Ladapo has scored for Ipswich 3-1 over Rotherham now. So plenty of goals going in, and a few upsets in the FA Cup this afternoon. We didn't have any this lunchtime, but we've had a few, or we're going to have a few as it stands right now. As Lavery's working hard again. Can he find the ball? He gets it away. Poveda now has got Yates with him. Is he just going to roll him in? Poveda, he rolls in. Yates for 4. Onto his left foot. He's put it wide. Huge opportunity for Jerry Yates. He almost had too much time. That should have been 4-0.
Yeah, it should have been. I think Poveda again shown great experience. Just driving at his man, committing McKenna. And like you say, the way to pass to Yates was excellent. I think he had to take it first time. He's cut it back onto his left. He has done very well. He's opened up the goal, but he's got to hit the target then. But the weight of the pass from Poveda, he can take it first time. And just pick his spot, slot it into the near post, do whatever you want there.
Yeah, that was a glorious opportunity, and more Forest fans make their way out now. All around us, 5.5 to go. Goals for Marvin Ekpateta had Blackpool 1-0 up at half-time, and then Poveda's first for the club on 64 after a horrendous back pass was cut out by Jerry Yates. He set up Poveda, who couldn't miss, to make it 2-0 on 64. And then CJ Hamilton lashed one in from an acute angle, leaving Hennessy stranded in goal to make it 3-0. At the other end, Dennis had a great chance at 1-0, didn't take it. Surridge twice put it over the top from 6 yards out when surely he had to score, and a nice back header there from Blackpool means that Maxwell has got it. The shocks as we have them at the moment: Burnley are 4-2 up at Bournemouth, Chesterfield 3-2 up at home to West Bromwich Albion, Fleetwood lead Queen's Park Rangers by 2-1, Ipswich lead Rotherham by 3-1, and Shrewsbury leads Sunderland by 1-0. And a back header there from McKenna has gone behind for a corner. It's just not been Forest Day, has it, today?
No, it's not. You know what? And they've only got themselves to blame. You know, I think with the ball, they've used it good enough. They've moved the ball far too slow, taking too many touches, and against a well-organised side, you know, it's nowhere near good enough. You know, defensively, individual errors, headers, decision making, it's been poor, Mark.
Corner for Blackpool. And the ball going to be swung in. Is there a fourth goal in the offing here for the Seasiders? They're going to work it in towards the penalty spot area, and it's lashed in. That is a fourth goal. I think it's Jerry Yates who smashed it in, unmarked on the penalty spot. He's smashed his shot, it's hit the underside of the bar, and this now is turning into a humiliation for Premier League Nottingham Forest. It's Blackpool 4, Forest 0.
Well, it's one straight off the training ground, isn't it? The movement of Jerry Yates just comes across, just round about the penalty spot, maybe a little bit closer to from the side the corners came in, but the technique just to take it with the laces, put it into the top right hand corner. Goalkeeper has no chance whatsoever, but like you say, one straight off the training ground that just what's that space for Jerry Yates there. But what an outstanding finish. Should have a hat trick. Just come off. How long's he had? 35 minutes.
Well, he set one up and scored one. Yates, emphatic finish, wasn't it? Emphatic finish. And you look at the other end and think, if Sam Surridge had finished like that, this could have been an entirely different result. But this now is a very bad day for Nottingham Forest. 11 changes and they're getting beat 4-0.
Yeah, and that can be the effect that it has. You know, I know that they can say, oh, it's been 11 changes. Straight away, those players have shown that they're not up to the task. You know, but it's about keeping that momentum, keeping that winning momentum, you know, going out there, you know, unbeaten in the last two, going away and getting your first away win. You know, it's important that it's, you know, walking into a dressing room after a game that you've won, albeit in the Cup of the League, there's no better feeling. You know, if you've contributed to that, scoring goals, but walking into defeat, it's just going to be, you know, it's silence, a few harsh words being said among the players and the staff to the players, but it's part and parcel of the game. They have to react from it.
Yeah, they do indeed. I think Michael Appleton and the team here will be sending an email to the bosses at Talksport saying, the last two times you've been here, we've won 4-2 and 4-0. Can you come again next week?
You're not wrong.
There might be a fifth yet. They're coming for Forest have thrown in the towel here. They're a beaten side. And forward comes Yates again. Ball cleared away from him. Over on the far side, right by the corner flag. Norway out. Oh, Forest have stumbled. And there's a chance here, driving into the area. Shot Hennessy with a great save to deny Poveda what would have been his second and Blackpool's fifth.
Well, this is saying a lot to the Nottingham Forest manager. You know, they've already threw the towel and you can't. You know, you go until the final whistle. Poveda, again, harrying without the ball, getting possession of the ball, moving the way he did in the box. You know, Wayne Hennessy, it's an excellent save. You know, he never knew much about it. He just made himself big. It was out for a corner, but excellent. They're going for a fifth.
They are going for a fifth, Blackpool. The fans behind that goal are looking for one here. It's a ball into the area and arriving late at the far post. Thornley just couldn't get anything on it. A touch on that and it would have been 5. Forest are being battered here in Blackpool.
Yeah, I think it just shows you know, the quality, getting it down, you know, playing football the right way, forcing the error in the right areas, but being clinical. That's the difference today, isn't it? Put the chances away when they come. You know, puts more pressure on the opposition. Forest have loads of chances, big chances as well, just haven't been clinical in that attacking third.
Goal kick. We're in the 90th minute. You're listening live on Talksport 2. Brentford West Ham to come here, and then we're over to Talksport 8 o'clock. Liverpool Wolves, and tomorrow double header. Cardiff against Leeds from 2 o'clock, and Manchester City Chelsea round off Sunday. And then on Monday night we're live. Oxford against Arsenal. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and the former Liverpool man Danny Murphy. And we are going to get another change here. Is it Dom Thompson that's coming on? I think he is for James Husband over on the far side. So Michael Appleton just making another change to round off the afternoon. But it's been a wonderful performance. 3 added on minutes, and I think Steve Cooper would happily say blow the whistle now.
Definitely. No, in fact, probably not. He wants to have a look at his players. You know, he's seen who's down tools, who's threw the towel in already. He'll be disappointed with that because...
Well, here come the visitors. Is that a penalty kick?
A penalty kick.
It should be a penalty kick.
Wow.
And the referee has said no.
Is he booking him then for diving then?
No, he's not. Was it Ryan Yates who got bundled over there?
It's a penalty kick, Mark.
It looked like it, didn't it?
He got in front of his man. There's a shoulder challenge to the centre of the back. You know, I don't understand. You know, I'm looking at the referee. You know, he's up to speed, Linnington. Penalty kick. Easy one to make. It's a poor decision to make. Was it he just come on, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brighton have got a 5th against Middlesbrough. Undav with a 5th goal. McAllister with a double. Lallana and Gross with the goals for Brighton, who've beaten Michael Carrick's informed Middlesbrough. Well, they lead them by 5 goals to 1. Here, it's the Championship side who've been dishing out the pasting. Blackpool lead Forest by 4 goals to 0. We're in a 3 added on minutes. And the ball played forward for Emmanuel Dennis, who was busy. Had that chance at 1-0, and ifs, buts and maybes. Anything now would only be a consolation. Toffolo in, header on goal, and it is headed in. Yates with a header. Nice finish, down low with a header, and it's in the back of the net. It's a mere consolation. It's a 5th goal on the day, but it's Forest first. Blackpool 4, Forest 1.
Yeah, like you say, fantastic ball in from Toffolo there, and Yates had to generate a lot of that power as well. Great direction. And like you say, he's beat Maxwell, who I think's been outstanding today. But that'll be disappointing. I'll be honest, that'll be a sucker blow, and that's something that Michael Appleton can probably have a little pop at his team. You know, switched off, never got man tight, never stopped the cross from coming in. It's just one of them, just levels it up a little bit to make sure that they're on the ball for the next game.
It's shown you how many times as Hennessy almost caught in possession there, how many times have the likes of Toffolo and Dennis had the chance to put the ball in the bottom and they haven't put it in?
No, you're spot on. Too many times, you know, you see a little bit of quality from Emmanuel Dennis, but you know, it's all about end product. You know, if I'm a striker in the box, I'm going mad. I'm having a few words, Mark. You know, saying I'm running about. Give me the ball. Put the ball in for me to go and attack.
Ball inside the Forest half. Yates then with a late consolation, but forward come Blackpool again. They're going to have a shot from distance from Kenny Dougal. Pulled it wide in the end. Didn't give Hennessy too much to think about. And all eyes now on the man in the middle. This has been an absolute destruction from Blackpool. Have been worthy of their victory. They rode their luck a little bit in the second half as Forest wasted a couple of chances, but the whistle goes and the boos around us are from Nottingham Forest fans. Their team have been outplayed. Steve Cooper made 11 changes and his team were made to pay. Blackpool in front on 17. CJ Hamilton's cross not dealt with by the Forest defence. Marvin Ekpiteta blasted in from close range to give Blackpool the lead at the break. There were chances of plenty for Forest. Emmanuel Dennis in one-on-one had his shot blocked when really he should have scored. Surridge had a couple that he put over the top from inside the 6-yard box. Again, on both occasions, he hits the target, he scores. He didn't, and Blackpool made them pay. After Yates came on as a substitute, he intercepted a shocking back pass, drove into the area, and unselfishly squared it to Poveda, who tucked in for his first Blackpool goal to put the Seasiders 2-0 up. That lead became 3 just shortly after. CJ Hamilton lashed the ball in from an acute angle to make it 3-0. And when Jerry Yates powered in from a planned set-piece move from a corner, a shot that crashed off the underside of the bar, Blackpool were in dreamland. They led Premier League Forest by 4 goals to 0. Yates got a late consolation, but in all truth, it's no consolation to anybody involved with Nottingham Forest. They may have one eye on the Carabao Cup quarter-final on Wednesday night, when they take on Wolves live on Talksport 2, but they came here with their eyes firmly off the prize. Blackpool have blown them away. For large parts of this game, we couldn't tell who was a Premier League side and who was a team struggling at the bottom of the Championship. But it is the team struggling at the bottom of the Championship who will advance to the 4th round of the FA Cup. They blitzed Forest this afternoon by the seaside. No smiles for Nottingham Forest. It ends Blackpool 4, Forest 1.
I predict there may be 11 changes again for Forest on Wednesday. Mark Wilson, top work as always, sir. Thank you. They've not just won Blackpool, they've humbled Forest, embarrassed the club from the league above, chasing a first win since October. Michael Appleton's side brave and bold, and then couple that with Nottingham Forest gifting them goals this afternoon. Dreadful from Steve Cooper's side, truly dreadful from the visitors. Goals from Equiteta, Paveda, CJ Hamilton, Jerry Yates. They only had to work for about half of those goals, really, Chris Owellamo.
Yeah, to be fair, Dan, I've got to agree. I thought Blackpool were excellent from the first minute to the last. I thought they managed the game. They scored when they were on top. They then just defended the lead that they had, but they still used the ball well. They got into attacking areas. They created chances. Forest had a load of chances, big opportunities, and that's what Steve Cooper will be saying. We created enough to be in the game, if not go on and qualify for the next round of the FA Cup. But Blackpool, with and without the ball, were outstanding. And I mean, they went and pressed as a team. As soon as they got it, they had pictures in their head. They were relentless, bodies breaking forward on both flanks, quality coming in. The goals were excellent. And a couple individual errors, the Harry Tuffalo header, the Nico Williams pass back. Those are individual errors that don't usually get punished. Blackpool punished. They made sure that they capitalised on that. And like you say, some of the goals, Jerry Yates straight off the training ground, the technique, put it into the top right hand corner. Fantastic. And we have to kind of say well done to Michael Appleton for the change that he made. Nottingham Forest were kind of growing into the match on top. All of a sudden he takes Big Beasley off, who kind of ran out of steam a little bit, brought on Jerry Yates, and straight away you could see
Yates had the impact.
He had an impact, and that's all you can ask for your substitutes, to come on, go on and influence the match. But what does that tell every single player for Blackpool when they bring on that we're not defending the lead, we're not just protecting what we've got, we're going out to get the second goal, and that you could see it.
We're going to defend from the front, aren't we? I mean,
look, unbelievable.
Emmanuel Dennis, Sam Surridge, a couple of opportunities throughout the 90s, a couple of big chances second half for Surridge and Dennis, but Forest lacking purpose, ponderous, just lacking real care in the final third, Chris.
Well, you're saying final third, Dan. I thought real care in the defensive third. I know that you want to play out with the ball, but taking far too many touches. You could even see the fans getting frustrated. Like, why are you just passing it about? Bounce it into the midfield. Can he turn? Can you go into the striker with a little bit of quality? Because they started getting a little bit frustrated as well, and you had Surridge and Emmanuel Dennis dropping into their own defensive half and receiving the ball there. You want them getting the ball right up in the attacking line, putting pressure on the Blackpool defence. But like you say, when it did get into that attacking area, there was good quality coming in from both sides. It needed to be a little bit more from the left hand side. I think Tuffalo and Emmanuel Dennis, that communication, the link up was there, but there was just no end product. And I'm talking about crosses, shots, whatever it may be, has to be better, because like you say, even without that, they still created enough to be in the next round. The chances were massive that Surridge missed, and obviously it was a fantastic block from Thornley, and then obviously the Ekpiteta one from when Emmanuel Dennis was slipped through. He beat Maxwell. It was excellent. But what I've got to say is that 11 changes for me is too much. It doesn't matter.
Well, we spoke about it pre-match, didn't we? Who really sticks their hand up? We should just mention Brandon Thomas Asante, a late equaliser for West Brom. Looks like it saved them at Chesterfield 3-3. Has probably garnered Carlos Corberan's side a replay in the third round of the FA Cup. Who sticks their hand up? Who takes this opportunity to impress for the Premier League club? Who earns the right to go again in the Carabao Cup next week? Anyone? No one?
Nah, it's a difficult one. I think...
How much responsibility does Steve Cooper have to take? You rotate, you take that risk.
Yeah, well, you've got a big enough squad, Dan. You've got a big enough squad.
But the squad obviously isn't good enough.
Yeah, but I'm sitting speaking to Andy Reid before the match, and they are. They've been a little bit complacent today. They've been punished for individual errors,
including Steve Cooper, right?
Yeah, like you say, walking into the dressing room now after what was a great away win, getting the first away win in the Premier League after what was a great performance and result against Chelsea, then all of a sudden walking in and experience that defeat again, silence in there. Few harsh words is going to be said, because I can tell you, if not all 11 players have been chapping on the manager's door saying, I want to play, I need to start, I'm good enough. No, you're not. Because they actually down tools as well. That was the thing. They threw the towel in 15 minutes to go, Dan.